Alright, we should be live shortly. Just booted up the stream again, because I'm gonna be starting up a live cast. I'm just advertising it on some Discord servers. Okay. Um, let's see here. Okay, I advertised it on all the servers. So I'm assuming they've probably tested already, because I saw them in a 3v3 game earlier. So I'm just casting this mainly. This is a little different from what I usually do, but I used to do a little bit of casting, so I don't mind. I got a drink next to me, so my throat doesn't get absolutely dry from speaking for the next hour or two, I assume. Maybe 3. Just waiting on the players right now. This was a sponsored challenge. I'm not sure by who. I think Ahmed Sabora, but I'm not sure. It's best of 13, random reverse. I think it's DEFCON only. No cars, and there's $50 on the line, so winning team basically gets $50 three-way. Right now we're just waiting on Hassan. I have no clue where Hassan is, but hopefully he arrives soon, so that way we can get the show on the road. Alright, there we go. Yeah, no clue where, not sure where, Hassan is. Just waiting on him right now. Okay, there we go. So yeah, Ammo, Meany, I think it's a CCG player, according to Wraith. Tommy Killer, who's Wraith. Then there's Hassan, Lebanon, Leader, and Moliere. I know Moliere doesn't usually play on VC with Leader, so I'm interested to see if he's actually playing on VC this time. Since I think leader usually no, I'm not playing this one. I'm casting this. This isn't me playing. This is me casting a $50 best of 13 challenge. Oh, it doesn't look like they have the teams yet, so we'll be doing an in and out, which means we'll be going into the game, checking armies, and then go out quick and then play it out.
You have been defeated.
So I saw a double layer that game while I was taking a sip of water. And that's gonna be really difficult to like win the reverse of, I think, for team 2. Oh yes, hello Ahmed. Yeah, so let me set myself to obs. There we go. So it's double air laser against demo inf laser. Where was I? You can check the replay if you want. That looks like they figured it out. I feel like in this sort of matchup, the only real way I see, I mean, it's an air. Is it an air pocket? Wait, Moliere is 5, Hassan is 6. Hassan's in the back. Or no, Hassan's on the. Oh, it's air flanks. Okay, it's not nearly as good as it was, but air is still very nice. I think one of them will probably go Comanches, or not Comanches. One of them will go Raps, and the other will probably go V's. Inf will probably go for some sort of troop crawler rush on the air. I think this air is gonna have to deal with quad spam plus a drop. If I was ammo, I'd drop Hassan, and then Inf can probably solo the other air with a crawler. But yeah, we're into this game. This is game 1, so we have leader as laser, Moliere as air, and Hassan also as air. And in the bottom, we have Meany as demo, ammo as laser, and Wraith as inf. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. There's gonna be this aggressive barracks, and it's probably gonna pump out tank hunters, and if I were to guess, he's probably gonna build a war factory and then rush out a crawler. So Moliere looks like he's gonna take a defensive approach with this double racks, which I think is pretty smart, especially because if you're a flank air against the China, generally you're gonna get man spammed, so he's gonna probably try and defend this with like flashbangs with a capture behind it. Hassan sold airfield or sold his CC. Looks like they both sold CC actually. He's going for a standard airfield opener. Meany's prepping up what looks like a TT over here. And Ammo is preparing a massive drop, 4 MD3 Rangers. And that's probably gonna go to Hassan if I were to guess. And I don't think Hassan has a good solution if he gets dropped right now, because I only see MDs that are going on the sides. There's a demo trap being built quick by Meany, and yeah, Hassan recognized that demo trap is there, so it's a good stop, but it does delay the tunnel nonetheless. The drop is here finally. And it's 4 MDs, so it can even hit these Chinooks. And there's 3 Rangers, so it's gonna take a while to clear. He's got flashbangs too, so even if he builds Rangers, it's gonna take a while. There's the TT I was talking about. And they are doubling Hassan as expected with the US plus the demo. The demo trap did get detonated, probably by the dozer, and I think Hassan's already hunted. Hassan's hunted without power This is a really bad start, actually. And he's not even got his oils yet. It doesn't look like he's even researched capture. The King Raptor can save the supply for a little bit, but yeah, this is a pretty bad start. It looks like Leader actually dropped on the inf. I completely missed that, but yeah, Leader dropped on the inf. It looks like it bought time for Moliere to at least recover, but yeah, Hassan can only build infantry and jets plus Comanches at this point. He doesn't have anything else, and yeah, that tech just kills another King Raptor on the airfield. This is a really good position actually for the bottom team, because now if they try to take over mid once this airfield is done, then they don't really have anything that's contesting them, because sure, Moliere has a lot of infantry around, so he can get pretty full Vs, but he's only starting his V count now, and infantry is already kind of a threat. Moliere actually did do a drop here, apparently, in the back of Wraith space. Ammo does beacon it. Supply truck does go down. And Ammo even took the oils of Hassan, so Ammo's gonna be really rich. He even kept the CC, but he didn't even have to worry about the hunt, because these King Raptors were just too occupied in the base. He's gonna kill the tunnel from completion, which is a pretty good move, because if that tunnel gets up, I don't think Hassan has a way to really defend that. Ammo's coming in with another drop, full of MDs, to deal with these Vs from Leader. Leader is on the 2 oils. Hassan's on 2 supplies, but his base is getting contested pretty hard. 4 more quads coming in. Oh, that was a nice kill. He got 2 quads with 2 raptors, because they were bunched up. Oh, there's a combat Chinook actually from Moliere. Yeah, and this combat Chinook's gonna be a big problem for Ammo, because he doesn't have a lot in his base for defense itself. Though he is approaching the Demo's base, which I don't agree with, because if Demo has any quads in this tunnel right now, he's screwed, but saying that the quads were already forward here, so I guess he went off a safe assumption. But yeah, this Vet 1 quad is gonna rip this CC Nook, and yeah, the combat Chinook's dead. That's a big loss for Moliere as well, because he's on the he's only on the 1 supply, 2 oils. It looks like another CC Nook is being prepped up, but Wraith's getting his oils now. Ammo's collecting from the middle. Ammo's getting another war factory near the middle too. There's a couple King Raptors, and there's tank hunters in this assault troop crawler as well, so he can break the bunker if he wants to. He's gonna burst down this supply, and the CC Nook is gonna harass the Chinooks in the middle, but I feel like this is not the great spot for the CC Nook, especially when there's a minigunner. It's already at half health, so a couple more shots and it's gonna be at critical HP, which makes the move really slow. It's an assault troop crawler, and all the raptors are landing, which is very, very bad for Hassan. Yeah, this is gonna be a very bad trade if he does trade into these infantry. The minigunners are ripping 2 of the raptors already. The more of these are coming in, but it's actually a lot better than I expected. I don't think he was attack moving those in particular. King Raptors are in the middle. I don't know if they're reloaded because they had to take off immediately. It looks like they are reloaded, so he will take out 2 Chinooks, but CC Nook is back in Ammo's base, and it's causing more problems. Oh, it did splash damage on the CC Nook, and that's gonna take it to red, so it can't even retreat even if it tried. Oh, that's a big mistake. Leader is getting a strat center. It doesn't look like anyone's collecting from this supply. Although, yeah, it's the CC Nook that's collecting. That's a pretty big mistake that nobody has this supply yet. I'm not sure if that's a coordination thing or if that's intentional. Looks like another MD drop from Ammo came by and traded with some Vs. There's a assault troop crawler in the middle, but there are quite a few Vs from Moliere. 4 Vs and Nambo. Could wreck the GLA, but he does have his bunker intact. Looks like Ammo's also trying to bunker the middle. Looks like these are all TOVs because they're empty if you box select. You can check if it's got infantry or not. If it doesn't select, then it's loaded with something. Random Ranger goes down. Big quad army here, and looks like the tunnel got killed too, so they're kind of stuck there for a little bit, so... And it looks like Ammo's base is still prone to potentially getting hit with another CC Nook. This CC Nook is collecting, which I think at this point I don't really agree with, because it's still kind of in the mid to early game where the CC Nook can kind of do work if it sneaks in through any player base without them noticing. I feel like that's a lot of wasted potential. Okay, yeah, he's pulling the CC Nook finally. He probably forgot I was collecting there, I'm assuming. Leader was tagging the oils, but looks like Hassan decides to capture instead, so he saves it. Ammo has an Avenger and a bunch of Tovies here, so this is going to be very hard for the Raptors to engage. Although, yeah, now with the quads, this is going to be very difficult. Got some very full Vs in the middle. Search and destroy from Moliere and Leader. Obviously not from Hassan because he's hunted. Oh, and it looks like, I think Wraith's hunted? Yeah, Wraith's hunted. So Wraith actually might be in big trouble here, but at the same time, it's looking like Hassan's gonna die in like a moment here. Wraith's pulling his outposts back to his base, but yeah, he's gonna lose his airfield, which means no more MiGs, which is pretty crucial against these V armies in like the mid game. Because air is not really gonna want to get Avengers at this stage, especially. So getting rid of the MiGs is quite a big blow for bottom team. Army of Ammo and Meany does get cleared out, so the S&D Vs are gonna kind of wreak havoc here. These are demo upgrade quads, so they don't have that much potency yet. It's only really when they get AP bullets that they can really threaten the Vs in those sort of tunnel pop situations. And yeah, it looks like Hassan's gonna just kill off the production of Wraith, because Wraith's hunted. He's not only on one barracks, one war factory, and once that's gone, Wraith is essentially out of the game, outside of the units he has. Looks like Wraith's gonna push his luck and try and push to this fire base, but there's two Flash Rangers. He will kill this fire base and all the infantry inside, but this army is gonna get cleared out pretty easily. And it looks like Meany and Ammo are kind of just content with taking over the middle, which I agree with. At this point, you've basically traded your flank players. Like, Wraith's gonna eventually die here, and Hassan will die here. It looks like Wraith GG's out, so he gives some of his infotech to Ammo, as well as any money he had. I see a beacon from Hassan. There is a demo German from Meany. He's probably gonna TNT the oil. If I look at the oils, yeah, everyone's got oils except Hassan. Well, Hassan has one, but this German should TNT this. There's a pretty big engagement where Moliere and Leader are kind of clearing up the middle. Looks like they're selling it off. Moliere is using a Spectre on the oils of the demo. If he has his quads now, he should quad pop and try and clear this up, but yeah, that's unfortunate. He only had 2 quads, so that wasn't nearly enough to threaten. Oh, and that's a carpet bomber actually. That bomber was a bit overkill. I mean, AA-10 kills oils always in that position. That was pretty unnecessary. He used 3 GPs just for the same 2 oils when AA-10 is enough. Oh, I heard an ambush. Yeah, and it bombs the army of Leader. He's still got 2 Vs, but I mean, Meany's base is looking kind of wrecked right now. Especially because this supply is gonna run out soon, and he doesn't even have black markets yet, so... It's just ammo on a ton of cash, 11k cash, and he's even pumping out troop crawlers from the Infor factory to try and money sink. These combat Chinooks have been incredibly annoying for bottom team this whole game. A couple Comanches go down. I'm not sure if he has stealth upgrade, but I do see Pathfinders. It looks like Hassan's just gonna prepare 2 massive drops just with this infantry horde alone. The one thing that does go well for a top team is that they're gonna have a lot of GPs. Even though it's like just a laser in the air alone has 3 GPs you can use at this stage. and air will and laser will get access to Spectre, and he has access to A10s. Does he have the AP bullets? He does not. And I hear a Pathfinder. And these Pathfinders are actually going to be the death of Meany if he doesn't do something about it. This infantry push alone is actually gonna kill off his whole base. This is a massive blunder, I think, from Meany, honestly. I think he really needed to rebuild this tunnel here, or at the very least have Jarman out. Like, not having Jarman is kind of ridiculous. He might have tried to queue it up, but yeah, he's only on 475 cash. Once this supply goes down, Meany's actually out of cash. And I don't think ammo, as much as he has this huge army here, I don't think he can 1v3 when there's two air forces. One that still has access to King Raptor, the other that has command center. King Raptors are coming in, and yeah, I think Meany is dead. I don't see a way Meany survives this, so he's gonna be kicked out of the game pretty shortly. And honestly, I think even though top team had a pretty decent matchup, all things considered, I still think that bottom team kind of blundered a little bit here. Yeah. I mean, I don't see how ammo really comes back from this. He has Black Napalm MiGs. I think he was gonna go for the MDs, but he retargeted onto the CC, and yeah, Meany's about to be kicked. So that's his last building. He needs to collect something, but that supply is really, really far forward, and it's pretty easy to harass. Even Moliere's collecting from that dock. That's 2 CC Nooks, a third CC Nook is going up. There's actually a fourth one here, but he left it auto-collecting, and Leader's just getting drop zones because I think he just wants to play it safe. He doesn't really have to rush them down, because at the end of the day, ammo's the US against an Air Force, and air is gonna just reign supreme in the long run. Avenger does go down to the Raptors. Bunch of MiGs come in. It might kill this whole V-Force. With the help of the Vs it does, which is good. But yeah, ammo's dry on this supply. These combat nooks are gonna try and kill off these. He actually rebuilt the CC because Wraith left the scaffold there. This minigunner ripped one of the CC nooks. I still think Moliere's not really using these CC nooks to their full potential. I feel like he's attacking the wrong targets a lot of the times. In the early game, for example, I think if he just stays around the US base, then he risks nothing compared to going to the GLA base, because you don't necessarily really know if GLA has quads in the tunnel or not. Like, I feel like that's an unsafe assumption. PDL from the CC Nook actually saves the MDs there, but he's gonna go in with 3 MiGs at once, so that should definitely clear that up. Kills a China Dozer, kills a MiG. Ammo does have a big army, and Leader's unit count is actually quite low at this stage, so if Ammo manages to muscle through either Hassan or Leader's base right now, then there is a good chance that he can come back, but these fire bases in the middle are just so annoying to clear up. And it does look like he has stealth upgrade, but no countermeasures for rocket pods yet. Actually gets instantly ripped by Tovies. King Raptors go for another strike on the Avenger. And yeah, again, these CC nooks just seem a bit ambitious. Like he's losing CC nooks to like minigunners here, and he's losing a CC nook to Avengers, and early on he lost one in the GLA base. Like, he's gotta be a little more careful with these CC nooks, because they are genuine game enders if you don't have anything in position to deal with them. Like, they literally will end the game outright. And I think if he had like the unit preservation to save these CC nooks from earlier, he floods in like 8 CC nooks in Ammo's base now. Like, what's 2 Avengers gonna do against that? Like, nothing. Also, he has an AFK Chinook here, so he does need to collect with that. Leader doesn't have any AFK Chinooks here. Hassan's got Chinooks here. I don't know why he's leaving them there. Maybe he wants to save them for PDL coverage, but maybe he also wants to let his teammates collect most of the money since they have more production than he does. Spectre from Ammo, because Ammo is rank 5 now. Finally kills the oils of Moliere. And I see an A10 as well. It's a triple A10 even. And a fuel air bomb. I think the fuel air bomb is gonna hit the strat, if I were to guess. Yeah. Oh, he might kill his own A10 with that. The CC blocks the A10, so that's pretty good hindsight from or 2020 vision from Leader. Because he puts the CC to block the A10s in. Yeah, it looks like bottom team calls it GG, so that's 1-0 for Team Hassan, Leader, and Moliere. I think the reverse of this is going to be pretty interesting. Because we saw here that the man spam rush actually failed. So I'm wondering if Moliere is going to do the same thing to Wraith. Because I do know that man spam rush is very deadly if you underprepare for it. Like, it can literally kick you out of the base straight up. So you have to be a little bit careful around that. Teams are probably discussing strategies while they're setting up the positions again. I see Lost Hero in the chat now as well. Okay. We are on our way to the second game of this set. We got Moliere as the infantry, Wraith as the air, Ammo as the laser again, Meany as the air, and Hassan as demo, and leader is laser. Yeah, okay. So, for barracks that's aggressively postured again. Though he actually cancels it. Maybe he's trying to fake them out with a waypoint scout if the Wraith tried for it. And just based off this build alone, I have a feeling that Moliere's gonna play this a lot more passive, and he's probably gonna just try and get a lot of money instead of trying to rush Wraith. Which I think is kind of smart, because that makes it to where if you waste this air's time with defending early on, and then you get something like MiGs, then it makes it really difficult for Wraith at least to recover, because he spent all his early money on like a fire base, maybe flashbangs, and I'm assuming he's gonna get a V here as well. Yeah, let's see, Wraith got one ranger there. I have a feeling he went flash. Yeah, he went flashbang. So Wraith actually over-investing in defense a little bit. And this is really smart play from Moliere. I do like the fact that he did that. Though I feel like the partial reason for that is there's no drone over Moliere's base, which I think is a big blow, because I see a drone in Ammo's base, or Leader's base, but I don't see one in Moliere's base, and it's triple US, so there's no excuse that all the spots shouldn't have drones. looks like there's another drop here from ammo. This classic 4MD3 Ranger with flashbang. But it just looks like there's just so many men from Leader that even with the flashbang advantage, Leader's just gonna brute force this. There's a tech here, and oh, I missed this getting TT'd, and oh, this is actually quite bad for Meany's base. Meany, I think, is on one dozer too. It looks like he lost his entire base. I'm assuming he built a war factory because there's no way an airfield dies that quick to a TT. The Air Force airfield is actually tankier than the regular one, so you can't even TT it. There's even an assault troop crawler from Moliere, and that Chinook's just gonna go down because it's kind of being passive. Meany's rebuilding a supply here, but I feel like this might be a little bit of a blunder again the from Team Wraith here. And yeah, Meany's dozer hunted. And this barracks is its only production. So once again, this air gets completely annihilated early on. But instead of an airfield, it's only a barracks. And there's technicals here. So once these technicals get close to this firebase, Meany's not producing anything. I have a couple Tobies from Wraith. He's getting a quick strat center, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel as though in this situation, the strat center, I guess it works here because, yeah, Meany gives his money because he's basically dead to this next TT. And he's camped on the barracks. So that goes to ammo again. And ammo is kind of chilling right now. Wraith is getting an airfield. Just double war factor from Moliere too, who's also getting a prop and collecting from the middle. So yeah, I feel like Moliere's team is executing this a lot better than the last game in terms of just like the early game. Like I feel like the early game was kind of a bit rough for this team when it was the first game, but this time around it looks like they're kind of like they have a pretty set strategy in terms of like how they want to approach it, like focusing on this Air Force early on and then later on dealing with the other one. Looks like we got a bomber here. I'm gonna assume that's gonna kill the arms dealer. Oh, it doesn't. Ah, that's a really big blow for Wraith. Yeah, that B2 getting wasted like that is pretty big. And he even saved the workers, like Hassan saved them. That's really good on his part. He's building a command center, but yeah, it's kind of a similar situation to game one, but I feel like in this situation, the other team has kind of secured the middle way quicker, and even though this is gonna get contested, the fact that Moliere's been collecting for like at least a minute or two from the middle is gonna like add up pretty quick. And yeah, Inf is getting his CC up, and I have a feeling that this time around he's not gonna get hunted, just based off of how busy these King Raptors are. There's a bunch of these from Ammo there. I think Ammo has a search and destroy. Yeah, he popped it here. He's gonna clear up these units from Hassan Dub. Hassan doesn't have his oils captured yet, but his base is also pretty exposed. If Hassan gets attacked now, then I don't think he has any way to stop this because his mates are too far off, and that's exactly what Ammo is seeing here. He sees a pretty empty base of Demo, and is he getting Palace? There's no Palace, so the Demo also might get kicked out again, like in this matchup, which honestly, this isn't how I expected this faction matchup to pan out, but it's interesting to see this. A couple techs with MDs are gonna give these CVs a hard time. One does go down. And we actually see a push from Moliere over here. And he has an ECM alive too, so this is gonna be a little annoying for it. But as I say that, there is a lot of Tau Vs out, and when you have this many Tau Vs, this critical mass, there isn't really much you can do with just a couple of units. You have to get a lot more. Hassan is also trying to expand out to the middle, which is a good call. But I really would like to see a palace as well from Hassan, because I do feel like getting demo bikes at the very least at this stage is gonna make it a lot harder for ammo to kind of just free push like that. Not to mention, there's there's like a pretty good chance that he is rank 3 as well, so he needs the demo upgrade to actually use demo ambush, and one demo ambush can basically wipe out this entire V army and reset the count. Firebase being rebuilt over here, and looks like Ammo and Wraith are gonna try and play this one out a little slowly without trying to go head first into them. But as I say that, Ammo's getting concaved by a lot of Vs over here. Spectre does go on to one of its oils, so one oil does go down. Got a couple of Vs from leader here. Looks like they all have something inside of them at least. And the Vs are actually hitting the ambo, so that's really good positioning from leader's part. He put the ambo in the front, so that way it tanks the rockets because it has rocket resistance. Whereas the Vs, they're pretty brittle against missile defenders. And it looks like this is a TT, but I seriously doubt that this will get through. And yeah, it gets intercepted. And there's the CC Nook that we were talking about like last game a lot. And leader just, oh, this has Pathfinders. Yeah, this is when CC Nooks start to get very deadly. When they have Pathfinders, you can't do that anymore. So then the only solution you have for them is either the infantry's units, or you need something like quads or Avengers, and you really don't want to get Avengers in this position as leader. So yeah, this CC Nook came at a really crucial timing, because it's actually going to help push out quite a lot, and I think that netted Wraith quite a bit of experience just off of all those MD kills as well as all the subsequent kills here. We got a huge Tovi push as well, once again. Got 3 outposts and a assault troop crawler, but I'm assuming these are all 3 tank hunters each, so this army actually could get devoured if Wraith decides to engage it. At the same time though, the army of leader is here, and there's a large MiG strike, and that's gonna come in pretty handy. Yeah, because it forces the Vs to split, and because they're all Tovies, these rock Vs are actually gonna kind of shred them. Got the army of ammo here as well coming in from the left. But yeah, like this Tovi army actually got shredded quite a bit, which is something bottom team needs at this point at least. They just really need to hold, because Meany got eliminated early on. It looks like there's a Flash Ranger, some MDs, and I'm gonna assume a Pathfinder in that CC Nook. Looks like this CC Nook is gonna try and make a play in the imp space. He might actually try and yeah, that's why. That's good foresight from Wraith. He had a Flash Ranger to kill that garrison watchtower with the minigunner. And yeah, now he's on top of the MiGs, and this is gonna be very annoying for Moliere, because there is no immediate response for CC Nooks that bottom team has, especially because the tunnels are mainly in Hassan's base at the moment, so there's no like threat of a tunnel pop or whatever, which I think is a bit of a mistake from Hassan's part. I would like to see at least a tunnel in the US's base, because the US is really screwed if he has no Avengers out for the CC Nook, as well as the inf space, at least around like key targets like the airfield and oils. Spectre coming out from Wraith, probably gonna kill this off. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about exactly. This CC Nook has full reign in leader's base, and he's actually killing the barracks. And I think that was a bit indecisive from Wraith. I don't know why he focused the barracks there. Maybe he thought leader was hunted, but leader's got a CC over here, and he has the strat center scan soon, I'm assuming, so he's gonna see that leader has a CC. I think that was a big blunder from Wraith, not killing the oils, because, I mean, a barracks, that's not really a big deal at this stage. Like, killing oils is big, because that means he can't make any more units, simply because of no money. And yeah, Moliere's gonna have to sell out his entire base, and I think Moliere's dead. He doesn't even have a dozer, and yeah, he sells off his whole base, and Moliere gives his money to Hassan. So top team is actually gonna be able to potentially recover here. A very brawly game to say the least, and oh no, don't lose the CC Nook. These CC Nooks are what are completely changing the tide of this game. He needs to keep those alive, because if he keeps preserving them, then he's gonna get so many at one point that he just simply brute forces a full tunnel of quads. Leader does have a lot of beast in the middle, but yeah, ammo's in the base of Hassan now, and Hassan's finally trying to build the palace, but this isn't gonna get up anytime soon as these buildings go down. And I think the top team has recovered from this really rough start. And this is just the power of the CC Nook. Like, had this CC Nook not dealt the damage here and put these guys on the defensive, then I don't see what top team could have done at least. This is why I was kind of harping on them last game, because they're just so commanding, like in games where you don't have like a lot of immediate non-rocket answers to them. And got the carpet going on the strat center. Good target from Wraith. Looks like a couple quads got killed here. It looks like he was trying to kill the CC Nook, and that survives, and that's huge. He's got his oils and 2 drop zones, and he's got an AFK Chinook here. He's collecting these piles, but I'd like to see this Chinook at least collect from the middle, just because it also gives vision. Oh, if he times is quick, he could bring the Chinook to block the A10 rockets, but I don't think he has scouted that. And yeah, leader calls GG, and I'm assuming Hassan's gonna call GG in a second too. So yeah, from that colossal horrid start on Meany's corner where he just kind of got 2v1 to death like in the first minute, top team's actually recovered this pretty well, and that evens out the score. And both times does the air not actually have any trouble against the inf, which is a little surprising because usually air next to an inf is like a death sentence matchup on DEFCON. Especially if there's a US in the game too, because if you get dropped before your firebase gets up, then you're super screwed. There's like almost nothing you can do to defend in that situation, but it looks like the option of drop was opting for the other Air Force flank next to demo, which honestly makes sense. It makes sense to double that one, because he's a lot more dangerous if he gets up. Ahmed Sabura says, please link for donations. I have a link in my description actually for Streamlabs. It's under the header support the channel. That goes to my Streamlabs if you're interested to donate to the channel. Like if that's what you're asking. But if you mean donation as like to add on to the money for the challenge, then that also works. I think upping up the jackpot of winning is always fun for these guys. Ooh. This looks like a very grimy matchup. There's another Air Force in the game, and I think that's a pocket Air Force potentially.
You have been defeated.
But I might be mistaken. I need to see that again, because I saw air and nuke and tox, and that seems very scary. America, you were actually very good at obs. Thank you, Ahmed. Come on, Moliere. Looks like Lost Hero is rooting for Team Molly in this case, for Team Simon. So yeah, it's Air Laser Nuke against Inf Tox. Oh, I thought the Air Inf Tox was on one team. Okay. If Moliere is on the flank, this is gonna be very hard to deal with, especially if he's on the flank of Tox. Because Tox loves clearing out that bunker in DEF CON. And it looks like US is the last, so where's Moliere is what I want to see on this. I'm assuming Moliere is on some flank, because Leader played pocket position. And I think Ammo is going to play pocket position again as well. So Moliere is next to the Inf. Oh, this is another repeat. Oh no, Moliere is actually, he is next to the Air Force. Okay, yeah, so Tox against Air Force. A lot of the times the way Tox beats Air Force on DEF CON is you usually secure the bunker in the front or the one next to the oils, the watchtower, and the you basically snowball off of that tunnel if you do get that tunnel up. And because there is a US in the game with Moliere's team, with the leaders US, if that's combined with a drop on the air, then air is kind of screwed. At the same time, though, let's look at the rest of the army. So there's an inf here in the pocket position who could very easily do something like a mid rush and then just bunker it up and just spam out minigunners everywhere, which would make it extremely difficult for air to break the middle, which forces ammo to get Vs, or it forces Wraith to help out. But in this situation as Nuke, you're kind of in a this is a very suicide game for Nuke, especially because I don't think Nuke really can do much. The best he can really do is keep this US occupied, maybe. But aside from that, yeah, this just looks like a very rough game for Nuke to play because he wants Gats, but at the same time, you don't really have a good solution. Or no, well yeah, he wants Gats because he wants to pop these outposts, or he wants to kill the infantry in the outposts. But bottom team's way of popping outposts is not very consistent. So I'm very interested to see what Leader does because he has two ways he could play this. He either drops on the inf to pop the outposts and maybe tries to or wait, I'm confusing the teams. What I meant was Ammo. What Ammo could do is he could try and defend the inf here, or he could defend the Air Force here. I'm interested to see which one he's gonna do. Meany was the Air Force, I believe. Let me just double check. So yeah, Meany was the Air Force. He's going War Factory though, which I highly disagree with. I think you 100% want airfield in this sort of game. This might just be a bit of an experience here, but in this sort of game, King Raptors are absolutely like king units here, like no pun intended. Just because there's so little that bottom team can really do if they have to deal with multiple things at once. Supply here for Wraith, so ammo is going the oil plus one supply. Meany's getting two supplies, I'm assuming here, and he's also getting an oil grab. And very aggressive war factor from Hassan. That's the troop crawler. So I like this play. This is kind of another derivative of the play I was talking about, where you just kind of rush the middle. But at the same time, Hassan's base is actually getting destroyed by this drop from ammo, which is very smart. Because this house is extremely annoying to deal with if you are against the US as China. Since you really do not want to build a dragon tank, and this house is actually quite sturdy, so it's kind of hard to break it. You just clear up a gap from Wraith over there, and thus far, oh, this is gonna be a Toxin Rebel. Oh, that's gonna clear the garrison. And then now this becomes an extremely deadly position for Meany to deal with something. Because now there's like minigunners right in front of his base. And there's an RPG bunker. And exactly what I was talking about. This tunnel is a death sentence to deal with if it gets up. And it looks like Meany's gonna try to combat drop this, but I don't think that's gonna work, especially with the minigunners out. Because once that Chinook takes off, I think this is... Okay, Meany's gonna try and go from an angle. He might be able to get it, but if Hassan's paying attention, he just needs to gun it down. And if he kills the Chinook, then yeah, the combat drop fails. But even if the drop goes forward, that Chinook will, the Ranger actually won't go into the garrison if the Chinook dies while it's, para-dropping. And yeah, Hassan's base is dead here, but at the same time, Meany's base is dead here. And Hassan has a dozer in the middle, so he could very easily recover if he wanted to. No capture upgrade from Hassan, so it looks like he's just gonna probably get a supply in the middle and slowly claw his way back in, but he's already done, like, an astronomical amount of work, just clearing up this air super early. This technical is gonna go down for no reason. Bit of a waste from Moliere. See, flashbangs are actually coming out from Meany, which it's good, but at the same time, there really isn't much that top team can do about these tunnels. But as I say that, Search and Destroy is up for Ammo, who is, I believe, laser. So I don't know how many Vs he has. I only see 0 Vs, so I'm assuming Ammo is quite broke at the moment. And oh, as I say, I find the Vs here, and I think Hassan's hunted again. Yeah, Hassan can't catch a break from these dozer hunts. This is a second game he's gotten hunted, just kind of from a V push out of nowhere. Or not a V push. The first game he got hunted by demo plus drop, but oh, Meany actually loses one of his oils to the cap there. But there's 3 S&D Vs. Ammo's got to do something now because Meany's not gonna recover anytime soon. I see a nuke missile. This is actually exactly the sort of game nuke does thrive in as well, which I think that's partially the strategy that's coming into play here. And I got a notification actually, and oh my god, Ahmed Sabur donated $60. Oh my god, thank you so much, dude. Yeah, I saw the donation message in your chat earlier, but I honestly did not expect $60. Wallah Nadeem, thank you so much, man. It actually means a lot. As I say that, though, looking at this game right now, and I see Moliere's got a palace. Hassan's got no dozer and a barracks only. But he has a war factory too, but yeah, this war factory is gonna go down. And I think, yeah, top team's kinda done it. Wraith's kinda gotten a free game, and I was a bit surprised that the nuke didn't get touched at all, because typically in these sorts of games, the early game for nuke is just so incredibly weak against just this combination. You have Inf, Tox, and a US neighbor against nuke. Like, nuke should not be able to survive in this sort of game, but seeing as all the pressure was focused on Meany early on, that kind of gives the opportunity for these nuke mix to thrive. And I'm assuming Hassan quit because he was only on 1 barracks and he wants to give the money to Moliere. Saying that right now though, Ammo's S&D push is like constantly ongoing. Moliere is nowhere near rank 3, so he can't toxin ambush this even, and that's a big waste of a nuke mix. Even though he has nuke mix, he's got to be really careful because he doesn't even have the MIG armor yet. So against Tox RPGs and just quads in general, these MIGs are still very brittle. And looking at this game right now, I think I prefer top position over the bottom one, because even Meany now, even though Meany got absolutely slammed in the early game, he's actually recovered and gotten the CC, and he's still collecting. He's still got 2 nooks and 2 oils. Bunker does get busted again, and I don't think Meany's paying attention to this Tox struggle, and I don't think Moliere's paying attention to the Tox struggle either. Moliere loses the tech, that Tox struggle is gonna start chasing him. I think he's gonna get in. Oh, he's too slow. Yeah. There's a Flash Ranger, but Flash Ranger has no chance against the Gamma Rebel. He even gets a Comanche out just to deal with this. He actually has a stealth upgrade. I think the stealth Comanche transition is pretty smart. Because at this point, you're not really gonna be busting anything with King Raptors without a counterpop. I mean, look at the middle. It's completely blue for Moliere. I see a push from Leader with 2 Avengers here. With his own SNDVs, yeah. This tech is loaded. I'm assuming there's a worker in this or a, like a tech RPG. These nuke MiGs are all ready. He has aircraft armor too. He has 5 nuke MiGs. 3 of them are off. I think he's trying to hunt him, but he might not realize that Wraith already has a command center. Yeah. Maybe Leader didn't let him know yet. I have no clue. Oh, there's buggies, but it looks like a bunch of them got chipped. There's paths in these Vs too. I'm looking at these nuke MiGs. Okay, the nuke MiGs are going in, but they kind of backed out for a second. Because there are 4 Avengers from Leader. This is not an army and nuke MiGs can engage. Yeah, because... Oh, no! He can't be losing nuke MiGs at this stage. Not when he's got an Avenger V push like this. Ammo's army does take a beating, but buggies don't go back in the tunnel. And these nuke MiGs are gonna start to get camped out because this airfield's sure it's empty, but the next airfield is very close by. Good decision from Leader focusing down the oils, because that's immediate permanent damage for the long run. That's not replaceable. I have a couple stealth Comanches. I have no clue if he has the rocket pods yet. I think if you look at it, you can see. I think those are unupgraded. I see a bomber going. I'm not sure where that's going. Oh, please don't tell me that's on the airfield. Oh, I think Meany might have miscalculated that a little bit. He bombed the airfield of Wraith, who is on his team. I feel as though he tried predicting the army to move forward, which I think was a good play. But yeah, I just feel like that target spot just seems a little off. Especially because Wraith was also getting mines there. Wraith's nuke missile is going to go down as well, which is a pretty big blow, because that means these oils stay up for a bit longer. But at the same time, Ammo is wrecking the base of Leader, and I think Leader is out? Yeah, Leader's dead. Leader only has this army, but once this army's gone, that's that. He even took out the strat, so these Vs are actually going to outrange these Vs as well. And Leader's gone. Leader calls it quits because he's gonna run out of base, but yeah, this whole army gets decimated, and that just gives the nuke mix time to recover. Saying that, the Wraith is very broke on cash, and Moliere has 15k. He just lost 5k because he planned down a scud. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Just 2 heroic Pathfinders here and an elite V, but yeah, I think if Moliere has the macro to sort of sustain this entire push, then he can still win this. He is GLA on power too, so he can definitely go crazy on the spam, and we're seeing that right now because he has triple arms and he actually has 2 palaces. I think that's probably a mistake on his part. Though I do hear Comanches somewhere. Where are the Comanches? He's got 4 Comanches. This isn't... 4 Comanches is not really a lot. Not at this stage. There's a Burton here. He might get a market to the hull, which will give maybe rank 3. And yeah, he's just waypointing all his RPGs to his base, because I'm assuming he's just gonna spam out Gamma buses like crazy. Scud is up. Now the big thing that Moliere has to watch out for is the GP spam, because he's gonna have to deal with an Air Force, a laser, and a nukes GPs. Fortunately for him, though, 2 of them are only on rank 2. Ammo's on rank 4, so he will unlock Spectres soon at rank 5. But yeah, it's really just gonna come down to, can top team break Moliere out of this crazy grip from the middle. He's got a Gamma bus here, but I'm assuming that's not the only one. Here, a remote charge from Burton. this might give him rank 3, and if it does, that's really critical, because that means he can Spectre this and A10 as well. Still only rank 2 for Meany, unfortunately. I'm not... Oh, that's Ammo's burden. That gave him rank 5, so he's gonna have Spectre now. Which means he can actually Spectre the oil. It's pretty big for ammo. Saying that though, Wraith is only on 2k cash. And Moliere's actually trying to take his supply, but failed because there's a Pathfinder there. Yeah, he's long distance collecting, but... Okay, Wraith has rank 3 as well, so he's gonna have artillery, hopefully level 2, I'm assuming. As well as the nuke bomber, so... There's artillery. And I'm gonna guess, based off of that direction, it's going to the oils with the bomber. But there's Gamma Stinger sites with AP rockets, so I don't know if this bomber will live. Okay. Yeah, this is... I don't think this bomber is gonna get through, especially past this bunker. Let's see. Yeah, that was level 1 artillery. Oh, this is... Yeah, Ammo's gonna use Spectre, I think, there. Meany's nooks are getting bombed over here. Oh, that's a really good B2! Ah, that kills a bus to the bunker as well as 3 quads. Bus does live, but Comanches do finish it off. Oh, these Comanches gotta be careful about the Stingers. Yeah, these Stingers are insanely powerful once they have Gamma and AP rockets for Tox. They can just... You can genuinely plant these on against ground units and start shredding them. Spectre of Meany is coming, but Moliere was already sending these workers to repair. Does he have AP bullets? He does not have AP bullets. That's a pretty big mistake considering the float he has. Had he had AP bullets there, he actually could have saved that oil. Because this Spectre would have died before it got the kill. Oh, he sacrificed a bus on the MiGs. I think that's worth it as well, because Wraith's kind of useless outside of general powers at this point. And yeah, this Scud is sticking down. Wraith calls it GG, so now it's only Meany and Ammo versus Moliere. But Moliere is just huge right now. I just don't see how you stop Moliere. He did cancel the CC scaffold, I think, or it got killed, and I think that's a mistake, because if he rebuilt that, he could have power spammed him in his base still. Instead of losing these power plants only, so he keeps his power, but... Yeah, this is... There is a large amount of Comanches with all the upgrades, even the advanced training, but the new command center does go down very shortly. Moliere's gonna have to pop an army here defensively very soon, which he does. There's still no AP bullets, which is really a big mistake, because these quads could do so much more damage with AP bullets. Moliere is just attacking this airfield, which I think is pretty unnecessary at this point, because the China airfield for the US is not going to do anything. It looks like I missed a Moab here, which I do apologize for, but oh my god! The carnage on that Scudstorm. It got Moab plus AAA 10 plus the Spectre, so Scud is gone, but at the same time, Moliere still got money. And I don't think Ammo... Well, Ammo does have a lot of drop slots. Oh no, Moliere's gonna get power back. And he's planting the scaffold in his base. Yeah, he's got 2 scaffolds. He's going for 3rd. That's 2 scaffolds, and yeah. He's gonna be on power again, and that's just gonna be even more difficult to deal with. Moliere needs to expand to this supply. Probably collect with his Chinooks here, actually, if he can. Oh yeah, and also the big benefit of keeping the US command center is you could have got search and destroy quads, which would have been insanely strong against the Humvees. And the Comanches even. These Comanches almost can't even function when they're search and destroy quads, because they just have such long range. And I see a Comanche engagement here. Got a Gamma bus popped out. I don't think he has the radar scan. Oh, he does have it, but I think he needs more radar vans to just spam it everywhere. And oh my god, yeah. These Comanches have to run for the Gamma bus. It's an absolute death sentence if they even get close to it. Because even though the Gamma bus will trade, at least 5 of these Comanches will die. And I think that's a trade Moliere will probably take when Meany is very limited on cash. There's a couple cash crates here and there, so I'd like to see Meany send any unit just to pick them up for extra money. Spectre is going onto the other oil of Moliere. Can he save it? He has AP bullets finally, but doesn't look like he has a pop response, but that's probably because he's engaging this right over here. He's gonna kill the war factory of ammo, so that's gonna halt production, but at the same time, there's a huge Comanche force here still. He's gonna have to X-spread his units now, otherwise they're all gonna die to rocket pods. Oh no! Yeah. And after every engagement, these Comanches just get stronger too. Because he has advanced training as well. These Comanches are just gonna get vet like crazy. He's got like 4 heroic Comanches in that army already. There's also a Path V over here. Gamma Bus does arrive again. I feel like what Moliere probably needs to do here is he needs to get a good sneak attack. I'm gonna assume Ammo's saved his leaflet at this point, so he would probably have to sneak probably away from the command centers, like maybe here. Oh, he does it here, which is also an okay spot, but saying that, that's 3 Gamma Buses, and how much can these Gamma Buses do when there's such a surround? But saying that, oh, every Comanche goes down, and they're actually attacking the pilots, which is really unfortunate, because if he killed those last Comanches, he could have probably killed 2 drop zones afterwards, which means ammo's gonna be hurt economically, because the only thing that's really keeping top team alive is this massive money spam that ammo has. Ammo is actually getting his own nuke. He might even transition to a nuke mig himself. Are we gonna see an airfield? We are, so we're gonna see nuke migs come back into play, but through ammo's hands instead of Wraith. Tox Bomb does get used, kills all the pilots here, and it's gonna kill a couple Gats. There's only 4 quads, which is not enough to deal with 6 Comanches. Even with AP, these Comanches still are pretty damn strong. Another Spectre from Ammo is getting used. And what's he going on? He's going on a market. He's going on a market. That's a decent target. There's nothing wrong with just killing markets. Especially because most of Moliere's economy is actually supplies, not even the markets. A10 does get used on a power, but there's still 1 power plant left. Yeah, I think the pressure of having to just macro and micro essentially 3 spots is kind of making this game a little harder for Moliere, because in this position, this just kind of looks like a death sentence for top team, but consider the fact that there's also 2 players who are US general powers at rank 5. Meany's about to be rank 5 very shortly after he kills this. Oh, I got even Overlords even from Ammo. This is really smart play what he's doing as well. He's just kind of using the cross tech to just kind of patch out any of the big holes, and I think the main holes that top team needs to deal with is buggy quad, and just getting Overlord ECM from Wraith's tech is good, and we even see a particle cannon. This is actually exactly what I want to see as well, because once Ammo starts spamming particle cannons, Moliere actually doesn't really have a good solution to that outside of sneak attack. Because he's GLA, he doesn't have any general powers aside from like ambush, anthrax bomb, and sneak attack. Like, he's not gonna do anything unless he gets a good sneak attack, but these Comanches are just gonna constantly make the sneak attack almost impossible to happen, because even if he gets a sneak attack, he's gonna have to put it in an awkward angle, because if he puts it too close to the CCs, he'll get leafleted instantly, or Moebbed or fuel air bombed. Yeah, there's a Overlord in the middle with the SNDVs. He actually has an SND Overlord, I just realized, which is kind of terrifying. Yeah, look at that range. That range is actually very noticeable compared to Overlords normally. Yeah, there's the particle cannon. So how does Moliere respond to this? Leaflet does get used here, which I don't really agree with that, because I feel like the only way you lose is to something like a sneaky tunnel or a sneak, which is this exactly. So if he had the leaflet, he could have instantly popped it here, but he kind of wasted on what, 3 quads to disable him to try and get a cool rocket pod here. And even though, okay, yeah, bomber gets used, but it completely misses the targets because these buses are hard to hit. But oh, the nuke mig is gonna come to save the day. This radiation might actually down the bus too if he doesn't move out. Yeah, it's gonna take it to the bunker. Rangers are tanking the gamma rockets, so that will give the Comanche some time to attack. And there still is this tunnel. And the leaflet got used, so unless he's got Moab or Fuel Air Bomb right now, and that's the Moab. Oh no, it's gonna hit the buses. Oh, the one bus gets flown into the sky out of orbit. I think that's a Spectre also on that tunnel. I think he's trying to focus the quads. Yeah, he's focusing the quads. I think that's the last dozer of Meany. He's gotta be really careful. Sneak his next to the Comanche, so it will be useless. Oh, he needs to micro this. Oh, I don't think he can, because I think the GLA hole is, like, there. Where's the Toxin Rebels? Toxin Rebel, yeah, this is what I was talking about. You see what the Toxin Rebel does? It does nothing in this situation in a late game against nuke plus particle cannons. And
You
yeah,
have been defeated.
top team actually managed to come back from this. Yeah, these games are all over the place. When I usually see one spot die like that, I usually think it's game over, but it looks like, top team does not want to back down from the hard games. I also forgot to update the score earlier, so that's 2-1 in favor of Wraith, Ammo, and Meany. Yeah, I updated the results, Mehdi. Yeah, and yeah, Moliere obviously had the most cash. He had the whole of middle, but saying that, like, I think he was probably under a lot of pressure just having to macro and micro so many spots at once and having to deal with two general powers from the US and three earlier against the nuke. Although the nuke bomber and artillery kind of failed, it it still is a very difficult thing to do, especially because it's two USs who also have access to leaflets. So you have two army disablers and you have two USs with like a Moab, a Carpet, two Spectres, two AAA-10s. It's a very difficult matchup to say the least. I should set myself as observer. I am not playing for this challenge. Has Wraith ever won a challenge? He has. Wraith won a challenge with him, Vivid Excal against me, Humanity, and Machiavelli, I remember. I know one at least. I don't know if he's won more, but he's certainly won challenges. Also, hello, Logica. Yeah, no, I agree with this. I'm sad I missed the first Moab, but I got to see the second Moab and see a bus get launched into orbit, which was pretty awesome. Let's see. I wonder if in voice chat Moliere gets mad and cusses in French. I mean, when I'm in voice chat in these challenges, usually I play pretty calm, but I guess like if I'm playing free-for-all games like FFGs or Clan War games, I sometimes might like in my head like cuss out, but I don't. Like I might cuss out either in English or Arabic depending on the mood, but I feel like in these sorts of challenges, a lot of what makes or breaks these players is usually the mentality. Like if you look at how me and Xgals, for example, like if you look at our POVs when it comes to challenges, usually we play pretty calm, even if we're on the back foot. And I feel like that plays a big role in terms of making sure you don't tilt out, because one very easy way to kind of lose a challenge is kind of losing your focus, because then you kind of start making very trivial mistakes, and after that, I mean, it becomes very difficult to kind of recover if you've already tilted so far, and haven't recovered mentally. Everyone is a victim of tilt, but I think some people handle it better than others. So looking at this build, it looks like the Air Force from Moliere is playing it pretty defensive early on. He's not even opting for the airfield. He's getting 2 racks and a firebase and a second supply. Is he getting captured? What is he doing? I'm assuming he's... This is a really smart firebase position as well, by the way, because this is in range of the bunker. So if Tox does, and he will at some point, bomb this bunker with the Toxin Rebel, he can actually just kill it. So it means this Toxin Tunnel that will probably be placed here from Orker is a lot easier to break. But the Toxin Technical is actually going to the base of Hassan. And this still has units inside. I think this might be Toxin Rebels. But he's not gonna deny the oil, so this crush, sure, you got the Vet 2 Technical, but okay, yeah, this is a lot more deadly though. Because these aren't even PDL nooks, because he's laser, so yeah, it's gonna draw Hassan off of collection, but he's got 2 war factors, and I'm assuming that's gonna be Tovi spam. It looks like Nuke actually went for man spam on the side of Wraith, which is actually the way I would have played this matchup, honestly. I would have probably played this pretty aggressive against this US in case he tries to drop over here. So I do like the play from Leader. Saying that though, he will defend against this, though I do think you shouldn't rally like this. I feel like maybe you'll lead off initially with the man spam, but then build off into, like, say, the middle, or you go into a capture or a quick prop to try and get the nuke mix ASAP, because once you're on nuke mix, and if you get them really early on, Inf becomes very useless, US becomes very useless, and Tox really doesn't want to fight nuke mix, because if you are forced to pop and then there's a MiG strike, then you really can't do anything about it. So the nuke mix are pretty important to get if he does go that route, but I'm assuming Leader just kind of wants to play it aggressive. But yeah, I feel like this sort of aggression, like this Battlemaster, like, feels useless at this point. Like, I feel if I was in his position, I would have probably dropped a bunker, get 4 tank hunters, loaded in this, and then just play defensive and get captured. Like, the aggression is good early on, but I feel like there's a point where it starts kind of drifting away in effectiveness. So Hassan actually went for an oil world tour, and he got the oils in Moliere's base. So Moliere played this very defensively, and then we see this combat Chinook from Moliere collecting. He probably forgot about it, but yeah, he has the MDs prepped up for it. I think a CC Nook is kind of good as well again in this game, because once again you're in a game against Inf with MiGs, and Inf really is kind of in a position where he doesn't really want to like, Inf in the ideal world wants to just spam out outposts and, like, just man spam everywhere, but Inf being forced into MiGs like this is kind of annoying, because Air Force has multiple ways of killing China airfields, and it's actually a nuke Battlemaster on the airfield of ammo here, which is very interesting. He does take off. Oh, there's gonna be one MiG that might go down. There's a lot of Tobis from Hassan Lev over here. He actually does kill the MiG with the Battlemaster explosion, which is very funny. But saying that, there's a huge... And yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. This bunker, you have 4 MiGs. Like, sure, this bunker's gonna get busted, but keep in mind that this is also taking a MiG shot, which is also taking off pressure from, like, here, for example. Because now, this push isn't nearly as deadly, because of the fact that there isn't any threat of, like, MiGs to potentially attack the CC nooks, but saying that there are 3 CC nooks, so there's a lot of PDL coverage. Oh, it's a quad pump. It's barely under red HP, or above red HP, so it's gonna live for now. Battlemaster in the middle. 3 CC nooks going to these Vs, and he's preemptively popping. Do not take this fight. This is not a fight you need to take the CC nooks, but saying that, that was pretty good PDL coverage from Moliere. I expected Wraith to kind of quick laslock those, but yeah, this is a death sentence for US seeing this, but fortunately there is an ammo from Meany in the base of Wraith. There are a few MDs around, so This will make it a bit awkward to push into. And these two quads. No AP bullets. Is he on Palace? He's about to get Palace, so we will see a market soon. Meany is even collecting from the mill. This is actually pretty good performance from Meany this game. In the past couple games, Meany was kind of usually dying very early on, but now I think Meany, maybe he's got to warm up. I know he's a CCG player, but yeah, like, this is good stuff that I'm seeing right now. Saying that, oh no, he's camping the airfield, but he's gonna lose 3 full CC nooks for this. This is not worth it. Okay, you maybe send 1 to sacrifice, but you don't send 3. And yeah, like, he just got pincered by all these minigunners. I think that was just a bit too ambitious for Moliere. Because now the threat of the CC Nooks is not nearly as big. Saying that though, he just carpet bombed the other airfield with what I assume was 4 MiGs. There's a influx out for ammo, which is extremely, extremely terrifying to go for when you have Tovi spam from Hassan and an Air Force in the game. And there's also a China who will get GATs because there is an infantry, so it's kind of trivial to get GATs in this situation. Saying that though, there is a lot of answers for this influx out. No King Raptor yet either, so saying that this Gatling is mowing down this licks. Oh, the tank hunter in this bunker. Oh, it's gonna kill it. Oh no. Oh, that licks just barely hangs on for its life. It's dropping its payload now, but oh, if he flame walls, I think that whole army might die. Fortunately, they didn't get another wall off, but yeah. Tovi spam from Hassan and Rockfeast from Moliere. They're kind of just gonna walk into the base of Meany and kick him out potentially. I mean, yeah, these MiG strikes are pretty effective, but Meany's kind of looking pretty awkwardly positioned here. He lost his expansion as well in the middle. I forgot to mention that, but oil did go down here. There's a random V from Wraith over there. Not sure what he's doing. He's probably just trying to be annoying to Moliere. The Tovi spam is just gonna rip apart these quads as they're coming out. There's also MDs to check for buggies as we just saw there. Artillery going this way. I think he's going for the... what I want to say, the oils? Yeah, it's an oil. Good target. Oh no, that is unlucky positioning. Both oils survived there. That's really unlucky. Gotta push from Wraith over here. Load of tank hunters and dragons of all things, but yeah, that's gonna get stopped pretty hard. You see a Burton over here with a time charge. And I think overall, looking through all these engagements, I think top team is gonna prefer this just because Hassan is hunted? Yeah, Hassan's hunted. He's only on 2 war factors. Okay, actually in that case, I think Ammo might have screwed this up a little bit. I think he needed to bomb the war factories, seeing as Hassan's hunted. Because no war factors, and then Hassan's basically out of the game. I mean, he's gonna only have a barracks. What's he gonna make? Pathfinders and MDs? It's still threatening, but it's not nearly as threatening as this Tovi spam. See a load of tank hunters in the middle. Leader is flame walling in the middle to clear it up a little bit. He has the gamma upgrade. I see 2 MiGs going for these random straggler Tovis. Yeah, there's just so many Vs out. Like, even if these tank hunters like start shredding, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, okay. Leader does call it GG. It looks like leader is out. Oh no! Oh no, a mismatch. Huh. This is really awkward. I mean, in this position, I actually don't know who wins now. Because Hassan's dozer hunted. Ammo is pretty big, actually. Because he's got a lot of MiGs. And all bottom team can make is basically Vs and infantry. Oh, I don't know. I don't think this is a clear-cut case of who wins here, maybe even. Though, Have to see what the players say. I'm not too sure. Also, hello Xcal in the chat. Very, very good obs. I like you, man. Thank you so much, Ahmed. I appreciate that. I haven't casted in a very long time, so I'm not too sure. Our win clear. Wraith was bottom in that position. Ah, surrendering with empty yeah, that is true. I think that was the cause. Yeah, ammo was pretty big. Honestly, I don't know, because the thing is, there is Air Force, but at the same time, ammo was huge that game. I'm interested to see what you guys in the chat think. If that was a clear-cut case for who won. Because I think Ammo's team probably has the advantage there. Because Hassan's hunted, so next artillery and carpet can kill his war factors pretty easily. Or even just a mixed strike. They have a Tox, which even though he got hit pretty hard, could still live. Meany's saying he lost 20 quads and 2 Vs in some engagement. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, even if Meany was dead, and Meany did look dead, Wraith and Ammo, I think, were pretty huge, and Hassan's hunted. Leader was dead. And it's just basically Air Force versus the world. I'm just gonna sit here and chill with you guys. Going to play Magical in a second too. Oh, that's nice to hear. Leader cannot use mic anymore. Oh, I'm guessing because his headset ran out of battery, maybe. Oh yeah, I'm gonna update the score to 3-1 right now, just because I do think it was Hero saying restart whole series. No, thank you. It's alright. I don't think we should restart that. Let's see here. Won't be on too long tonight. Pretty tired. Could definitely stream tomorrow though. That's good to hear, Excal. Having sound problems. Leader might have to play the set out with deaf ears, which could be pretty problematic for him, to say the least. So we're just gonna in and out here to see what's going on. So it's 3-1 and the set is a best of 13. So it's still gonna be a long ways, and no Air Force finally. Do see a nice mix of US-China GLA.
You have been defeated.
Didn't look at the armies in particular, I just see 3 Chinas, 2 US, 1 GLA. This might be a balanced matchup actually. Interested to see this. I see Shane in the chat. Hello, Shane. Saying tired of giving free wins. I have no clue what he means by that. Let me look at this. So, talks nuke China, US, China. Oh, this is actually kind of bad, though, I'd say, for Team 1. I think Team 1 is actually going to have a really tough time if they don't hold off early game. And they're against Tox plus China's, which is very deadly to deal with because what Tox can do, and I'm gonna keep repeating this point because it's kind of important to emphasize this. You can break down one of the bunkers in the front with the Tox Rebel, and then he basically gives free way for the Gats to go in. So, if I'm looking at positions, there's a China on the side here, US, and okay, so it's the China that's the pocket. So China's gonna have to come big here somehow with the I want to say MiGs even, but even then, this just looks like a very hard matchup to play as the WS team. I'm interested to see how they play this because this does not look like a fun matchup in the slightest for Team 1. Like, this seems like a 1-1 matchup to me. So we got Meany, the vanilla US on the flank, Ammo as the pocket China. Ammo's been doing really well this set as the pocket position, so staying there. Wraith as vanilla US, Leader as vanilla China on flank, Hassan as the nuke pocket, and Moliere is the Tux on the flank. So Hassan's going for a barracks here, and I'm very interested to see if that means Helix or not, because I know Hassan really likes his aggressive build orders, so there is a chance he might go YOLO with the Licks with the Tox. Because if Tox breaks this bunker, and the Licks just goes here, through the middle, this US is like extremely dead in combination with the tech. But it does look like he's just gonna play it standard. He's just gonna get his oils, War Factory. He's rushing the middle, supply. Moliere's got a worker here too, and he's sending one to Hassan's base. Warwick does get sniped there. Meanwhile, Wraith has decided to play this a little defensive as well. So it looks like both USs are playing pretty defensive, so they're probably playing big for Ammo's MiGs, I'm assuming. First V is out for red, first V is out for pink, second V is going to be out shortly. And so far, this is a pretty quiet game. I do see a dragon coming over from Ammo. I'm assuming he's sending this preemptively for the Toxin Rebel bomb, which is actually quite smart. Because yeah, now it's coming, but this is not gonna be nearly as hard to deal with. Because sure, he might bust this bunker, but he's not gonna hold it. And it looks like this tech actually might get intercepted. Yeah, it's going into mines anyways, but he might lose the gap. Lose the gap, but I think bottom team will take that because they basically have greeded out. All three of them went for really defensive greedy build orders. And it's kind of panned out, so even though everyone's kind of chilling for the most part, I still like bottom team's position because if bottom team gets to a position where both these USs are high on V count with a search and destroy, I don't really think there's a good solution until nuke MiGs. There is also MiGs from leader, but against two USs, you really don't want to have to be splitting up your MiGs like that, because that's going to be a lot of Tovies to deal with, and probably two different adventure armies at some point. Quick Palace coming up from Moliere. He's already at 40%. Prop is going up for Hassan at 60. Probably going to wants to get these nuke MiGs early, as well as an Overlord army. See a Toxin Rebel bomb coming over from this tech, but it's gonna get easily intercepted. Two rebels even. Might lose the V. Ah, he saves it because of the veterancy. the extra HP. Oh, but he does snipe the V. Oh, that was a nice pickoff. But oh, he has to turn the MiG. Yeah. Sometimes if you turn the MiGs while there's rocket trooper missiles chasing them, you can actually make the missile run out of fuel, and it'll stop chasing you. In that situation, he didn't need it, but sometimes it helps doing that. And whoa, I see a load of helixes from ammo. So he went the helix route instead of MiG route, which I guess against these armies isn't too bad, because there's a nuke, there's like a vanilla China, and there is a Tox, yes, but I mean helixes are deadly, and oh no, this is very bad for Moliere, because he only got techs. The MiGs are trying to hit the Lixus, but they all go down. And suddenly Moliere's base is looking like it's very dead shortly. But there are a load of gats. He needs to back out this way. He can't be walking sideways like that. Oh, he loses the Proplix. Proplix isn't that bad to lose, but this V-Harm is going to be very deadly to deal with. But if he's not careful, he could get trapped in here by these techs. There's a Gat Lord over here. And it looks like top team, team right side, in this case, is expanded to the middle. So I think these Vs will get trapped, but they are going to do some annoying damage. He might get the oils here as well, potentially. Search and Destroy is up. CC is being built by ammo. And it looks like Wraith is also getting up his whatchamacallit, Search and Destroy soon. He's at 50%. And yeah, these Blixes can actually clear out the middle, because while Meany is being a nuisance in the back of their base, Ammo just kind of has free reign to move these Lixes because there's no quads in tunnels. There's a lot of Gatlord and ECMs, and this Gatlord's really terrifying because this Gatling cannon has huge range, just hitting it all the way from there. It's kind of insane. Moliere does a very questionable pop there. Almost loses the super tech, and oh, he almost lost that bunker licks. So this is really good from oh, this is such nice positioning from Wraith. I actually really like what he's doing here. So what Leader wanted to do was he wanted to mix strike these Lixes, but he parked the Vs like in between and intercepted them. That's actually really smart. So even though he traded, I think that still favors bottom left team in this case, because these Lixes are just terrifying to deal with. And if you keep saving the Lixes like every engagement, like if you keep getting 0 for nothing trades, you're gonna have at some point like 15, 20 Lixes, and even if you have a full tunnel of like AP quads, that still is gonna be really tough to push into. Like you're gonna need multiple Stinger sites at that point, as well as multiple positions with upgraded anti-air to deal with it. There's no chain guns yet from Hassan. I would like to see him get chain guns, considering there's gonna be a lot of helix spam coming his way. And he knows there's a lot of helixes. Stinger sight is force firing on the ground. I'm not sure what he's doing there. Yeah, the helixes are going to Hassan's base, and I don't think Hassan has a good answer for this. Oh no, that is a beautiful mixed strike. I spoke way too soon. Those 3 Lixes were all clumped on each other, so those 8 MiGs just massacred all of them. And yeah, this last bunker Lix, it will actually get to the MiGs, I think, here, but maybe it'll kill 2, but I think that was worth it for, like, considering that was essentially Ammo's whole army. Because Ammo's only Lix spamming, he doesn't have anything else. He has 2 oils, he's on 1 supply now. So it's gonna take a long time until Ammo's back into action, and I don't think Ammo can really do much against this army with his Lixes at this point. He only has 1 Lix, and there's 2 Gat Lords and 4 ECM, 3 Gat Lords even, and 4 ECMs with a Gat tank. And Leader's still got his mix, so these Vs can't push nearly as hard. So while I did say that I feel as though the USs are gonna struggle here, they're kind of struggling for a different reason. I expected the USs to struggle in the early game, but it's looking like because the nuke got kind of a free plate early on at least, because I think everyone just played defensive. Oh, it looks like leader got hunted. Oh, that's bad. But yeah, at the same time, Wraith space is kind of looking very, very threatened. He's only rank 1, so it's not like he's calling a A10 anytime soon. Leader is hunted, but he has 2 airfields, so he can keep spamming. Oh, he time bombs it. Yeah, now what needs to happen is Hassan needs to make a decision about like whether he makes another airfield for leader, which I think he should honestly. Because I think he has 5 MiGs, and these napalm MiGs are just gonna do so much work still. Even like, if he doesn't, even if he's hunted. Oh no! Oh no, please don't land on the airfield. Ah, he wasn't paying attention. That's really bad, actually. Saying that this push is still gonna go on, but if this push gets held, I think bottom team actually is a pretty good way to recover. But they still gotta push through Moliere's grip on the middle once again. Moliere's been on top of the middle in these GLA games he's playing. Burton's still alive, and he time bombs another airfield. I hear 2 artilleries, one going to blue oils, another going to pink oils, and I see a carpet from Hassan. 2 overlords left, no props, so he can't heal these. Blue oils get killed. Let's see if the pink ones die as well. This already gets cleared up. Oh, there's 2 Avengers. 1 oil survives, 1 oil dies. That's still okay. Almost got the strat even. This Avenger... Okay, it's waypointed outside the radiation, so it didn't die. Ammo's now transitioned to MiGs, but he's MiGs against Tox, which has gamma rockets that will massacre these. He's ECM tank spamming, probably to try and mass disable anti-air, or yeah, mass disable anti-air, but Ammo's kind of he's not useless in the sense that he's not doing things. Like he actually played a big role in the mid game, but when you're against Tox, who's bunkered as vanilla China, there really isn't much you can do at this stage, especially if you have very low unit count like this. Like if he still had his Lixes, sure, but those napalm MiGs just completely wrecked the Lix army earlier. This Burton is still causing issues in top right team's base. It's a Vet 3 Burton even, so I think it actually can beat out these guys. They are chain gun upgraded though, so I don't think... If they're unupgraded, I think he can 2v1. But because they have the upgrade... Oh, he's gonna kill the scaffold. Is he paying attention? Good awareness from the Burton. Yeah, the fact that leader is hunted makes this so much more difficult, because those MiGs were kind of the way to play around these big army engagements, but now they don't really have AoE, and Ammo has to get MiGs, but Ammo's really broke, because he spent all his money on Lixes, like in the early and mid game. Oh no, these cats barely miss out. But yeah, just looking at this right now, I really do prefer, like, the, whatchamacallit. I think I prefer the... Which position do I prefer, actually? I think I prefer top right team, because they still have the nuke, and they have the entirety of the middle. So, Moliere's gonna get big eventually. Especially if he gets power from one of his mates. 3 Gamma buses coming out. 4 Gamma buses, but one's bunkered here. But yeah, I just don't see how the other team defends against this. There's 3 Gamma buses. I'm assuming they have AP rockets. If I just click on a random RPG or Stinger, yeah, it's AP rockets. So. Look at these Vs, they don't even stand a chance. And he's scrapping up the buses to make them a little more tanky. And yeah, Wraith saying GG. I don't think there's any way Wraith's team recovers on this stage. They got a free bus here, but once again, Tox just has the whole of middle. Oh! That's a really good strike, actually. These Avengers are really important to kill. Because that's the only way these Gamma buses might even have a remote chance of not working. Loses a V and an Avenger to radiation. Yeah, Moliere is just kamikazing these buses into the base of Wraith. It's not like Wraith can do anything to stop them. And there's a nuke mig as well from Hassan. Wraith, I think, is Dozer Hunter 2, so he's only on a War Factory, and Ammo just says GG because Ammo's just broke as well. Yeah, so even though these MiGs died,
You have been defeated.
I'm kind of surprised that the US's didn't really capitalize on the sort of slow start that was going on, because you get a slow start and you get a critical timing where you get search and destroy and mass Vs before MiGs become a problem. You can usually secure middle and usually kick one player out straight up from that. But I think they kind of played it a bit too passive. Like, by the time the MiGs were up, they did really well against kind of defending them. Like, those MiG strikes on the Lixes by Leader kind of flipped the game on its head, because Ammo had this huge army of what was, I think at some point, 7 or 8 Lixes, and then it just kind of evaporated because yeah, they just kind of wrecked it. Moliere seems happy about the win, even though his rebel bunker busters kind of failed in the start. AQA says Excal Wahish. Hamza says Excal works in a strip club. I'm not sure if he does. That's one way to say dancing in a way. Firelord says, to be honest, one of the USs could have dropped V China or nuke and hunt them to stop MiGs or nuke MiGs while IMO defends the base with licks. Yeah, that's actually another point. Like, this is kind of extending on the point of the US is kind of played too passive. There's this really good, like, mindset that you need to have whenever you're US and you start having a large amount of Vs. The big thing you need to think is, what's the one way I lose these Vs? And you basically have to play around that timing before that timing hits. So in this case, there are basically, I mean, two really major ones. One is if Tox gets huge and suddenly starts having quad buggy really early, or Gamma Bus quads really early, or the MiGs. And I think if they played around the MiGs, then it's a little bit easier. Because then, if those MiGs don't exist, then Ammo, for example, has way more space with his Lixes. And, I mean, a Lix army, even with a full tunnel, is still very scary to deal with. Especially if it's like 8 or more MiGs. Fadi is in the chat as well. Hello, Fadi. Excel says, hi, Habibis. Nuke making Gatlings anyways due to 2 USA. Guess Lix was good versus tech spam. Yeah, I think, I mean, to be honest, if I'm the China in this case, I don't really see myself going ground army at all. I think just going crazy with the Lixes. Maybe even what I would have personally done is potentially something like double airfield Gatling spam. But I think that's a bit extreme. But some sort of Lix play I think has to happen from the vanilla China. Like, it just, you can't really bust into like the US's bases, especially if they're gonna be defended by Tox tunnels. Like, what else are you gonna use? So it seems like Wraith's bunkering off his side from the US. Leader onto supplies. Hassan double war factory as the vanilla China. Now this is actually something I'm very interested to see because it could work if they don't expect it, but this is also very risky because if vanilla China just if there's tox tunnels in all of these bases, then I really don't see what vanilla China ground army does. It helps in middle, sure, but in terms of base siege, you're gonna have to combine it. Like vanilla China really is. I mean, they're gonna support no matter what in this game. I reckon. I feel like the pocket role of vanilla China really does work well as a pocket for this matchup. But aside from that, it's not the sort of play I expect. Is this an infantry drop? Oh, it's a V drop. So this is what Firelord was actually talking about. So, leader doing a V drop, but it gets pretty low because it already took a couple shots from the self-inflicted damage with the truck, and he actually evac'd all his MDs a bit prematurely. And as a result, he's not gonna really have that many MDs. He still has enough to pop that outpost, but see what happens from there. He might lose this outpost if leader's paying attention. He's gonna take the house, which is extremely annoying, because it's gonna force him to make a dragon tank. Or at least a crawler. Moliere is getting oils in Hassan's base, so it looks like Hassan is just planning to outpost spam. That's an interesting way to play it. He has a dragon here, but ammo is on top of it. And yeah, this is an airfield from, I believe, the vanilla China. Yeah, the vanilla China, so I'm assuming he's getting napalm mix pretty soon. Hmm. Looks like this supply got taken out. Aw, leader, don't walk into the mines. Okay, yeah, he doesn't have a spy drone, but this is usually a very common mine placement. This China supply. No napalm yet from the MiGs. There are mines, so he will have to force fire or move around. But, I mean, to be honest, if he just force fired, I think he could have just walked straight into the airfield. I mean, I feel like that's a bit of a blunder. That's a really early nuke missile from Ammo. And Ammo's trying to rush nuke MiGs, but Moliere is just dropping a V into his base, and that's one dozer down. There's a Hellfire here, even. He's gonna kill the second dozer in a second. There are 3 tank hunters, but yeah, Ammo just quits instantly because he's dozer hunted and he can't finish the scaffold. And I think we're gonna see a really quick game because this airfield's down. There's a nuke. The vanilla China outposts are here. Somehow not dead. And yeah, it looks like top right team kind of got owned pretty quick here. And that's another.
You have been defeated.
Looks like they won quite nicely. They won both of those games, so now the score is evened out to a 3-3. I prefer vanilla China going to War Factory. It's all about stalling cross V China while US get a V blob. I guess in that sense, yeah. That's one way to play it. I mean, I feel like the Licks play just makes it to where if you're in a situation where Tox gets big, then at least your Lixes are a good answer. That leaves the Vs to work elsewhere. But I feel like, yeah, I guess I can see that then. If Vanilla China's objective is to stall cross Vanilla China, then yeah, that works. So the score is 3-3. Le Simon with the lame plays, though he didn't like to lame. Oh, thought he didn't like to lame. Yeah, Simon is against laming, but he is in a $50 challenge, so money does things.
You have been defeated.
That may not normally happen. So Simon laming is probably one of those things. I didn't get to see the armies, but we'll see them very shortly. They must have saw what I said in chat. Yeah, maybe. They took a page or two from Firelord's book. So we got Inf Laser Super Weapon, Stealth Tank. Oh boy, this is... Okay. It's Inf... Who's the pocket? Is it the Inf that's the pocket? Oh, it's Inf that's pocket. Super Weapon is gonna have an interesting time against Tank, to say the least. I think Super Weapon will probably just Patriot. Laser versus Stealth. There's also a Stealth pocket. I feel like one of the USs is gonna get 2v1'd really hard. If I were to guess, what I think is a really good play here is there's two ways Hassan can do this. Hassan could either TT the super weapon and either TT the fire-based Patriot or the power, whatever needs to be TT'd. Or you can just straight up tech spam with Moliere into Meany's base. I think both of those routes are pretty good. And leader was the infs. Oh wait, leader. Oh no, not inf. He was tank. So if he TTs the defense here, Gat tanks is just gonna. Gat tanks will ruin this guy. But I'm not sure if he'll go Gat tank, tank hunter, or if he'll do just troop crawler. It really does depend what Hassan's doing. I see a terrorist here, so it could be maybe he's defending from a drop, but something tells me this is gonna be a TT, just based off of how he's queuing those up. Early supply in the middle from Hassan. He might try and counter that to harvest from there greedily. Looks like Meany is going for oils. Looks like Stealth is gonna go for capture as well, based off how those rebels are moving. Looks like Wraith's also gonna get it. There's an EMP in the middle here, which I think is a pretty smart idea, because this is kind of an unexpected spot to put it. Oh, game froze for a second. What's going on? And Moliere is dropping right now. Moliere's game crashed. Yeah. Looks like we'll be reading that, I guess. Chris is DK crazy? No, Chris is Firelord. Yeah, 3-3 is a good comeback. They won both ways, Team Hassan. So, and it is a best of 13, so it's first to 7 games, so this might be a long one, honestly. I thought this might have been a shorter set, but I'm expecting the long one. I have a drink ready, some water, in case my throat gets parched. Okay, let's see. Question is, will the players do the same build, or are they gonna mix it up, fearing they get some sort of mind read from the other team? This goes for both teams. So far, everything looks essentially the same. Firebase here again. Are you gonna see a Patriot here again as well, is my question. I like this Ranger going out early to check for any potential sneaky workers, since there's a long downtime for waiting for capture. He actually built an extra Ranger just to do that. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. Because sneaky workers, there's 2 GLAs, and one of them is notorious for sneaky tunnels, so it's fair to do that sort of thing. Got a laser Patriot over here. I don't think I saw that last time. And yeah, it's a Patriot again over there. Okay, cool. Actually manages to snipe a worker from Moliere. And I think that's the TT. I forgot to see the terrors being prepared, but He's gonna crush this ranger in the middle, which is gonna alert Wraith about this technical. And if this tech gets into the base of Wraith, yeah, and he's gonna TT the dozer. Is Wraith paying attention? He's not moving it. Oh no, this Patriot not getting up is huge, because now it means Wraith's base is about to get flooded by tank gats. Moliere is even bringing a worker along just to bring a tunnel, and he puts RPGs. Yeah, Wraith is looking super dead here right now. Ammo's gotten his supply and stuff up. He's getting a prop now, but Wraith only has 2 buildings left, and something tells me this is gonna become 0 very quickly. In the meantime, Hassan's prepped up a oil capture here. Leader is chilling in his airfield spot. So even if they don't kill Wraith at this stage, Wraith is set back super far behind. Because he's gonna have to take a lot of time to recover, because his base is wide open. It's very easy for him to get pushed into at this point by tank. And this is exactly what I called. It was either it was either Meany was gonna get 2v1 or it was gonna be Wraith. And it looks like in this case it's gonna be Wraith. With the combination of the TT plus the Gats, I don't see how Wraith recovers from this. Wraith's last dozer is here, and his 2 Chinooks. Once Team Hassan finds out about this, I don't think this little expedition's gonna live. Moliere is even coming along. Is he bringing a worker? These 2 techs are filled. He might have a worker, yeah. Yeah, Wraith is gone. Wraith is dead here. Napalm MiGs are out even, so even Ammo, who's kind of had a free game thus far, is gonna get shut down by these Napalm MiGs, and I don't know, maybe Meany can do something here to push into the base of Moliere, but there's 2 arms, and this is just gonna buy time for the MiGs to reload and unload onto Meany's Vs. Wraith is selling off his buildings, and I'm assuming he's gonna surrender in a second. Hassan's coming along with his techs, and Leader with his MiGs. 1 arms does go down from Moliere, but these Vs are all about to get annihilated. Oh no. Yeah, that's the whole army dead. I don't think, yeah. Wraith's team calls it GG. There is 3 outposts and an ECM tank, but Leader's gonna be on a second airfield soon. It did look like some of the MiGs actually died. Maybe to the outpost minigunner, and maybe they got intercepted, but I mean, after this army's cleared up, what are you gonna do in Ammo's position? I mean, he's got his own airfield, but top right team has multiple spots now in their favor. Leader tried capturing the oil of Moliere. The CCM tank is dead. There's gonna be more MiGs coming out. He has MiG armor too. Yeah, I feel like it's just a matter of time until Ammo and Meany call it here. He's gotta search and destroy. He might do one last V push, but it's just gonna get shut down by this MiG spam. Even the techs are gunning down the supply. Yeah, Moliere is just bunkering up his whole base. He has a million RPGs, but no palace whatsoever yet. It's just such an uphill fight at this point. With the MiGs out, with a huge GLA. If by some miracle the MiGs all die at once, and somehow maybe leader accidentally sells all his buildings, they're still gonna have to go through two GLAs, both of which are mining from the middle as well as mining from Wraith's old spot. I just don't see how they push into this. This Avenger push does give a good opportunity to catch up. I feel like there was a little bit of a mistake from not pushing Meany's side a little sooner once Wraith got annihilated from. Just because this sort of Avenger push could happen, especially because he is laser, so he does have cheaper... is he laser actually? Yeah, he is laser, so he has cheaper Avengers. Seen artillery plus carpet. Hopefully there's a pop from Hassan to intercept. Maybe the tank GAT is enough. It's not enough, and he lost an outpost for it. Oh well. He's on 2 airfields thus far. Is this a third? No, it's a command center. And Moliere is doing this mass tech RPG, which I think he's just goofing around at this point. I don't see the need to do this. Like, this just seems very extra from Moliere and a little bit overconfident. You don't want to be in a situation where you're kind of throwing away your lead a little bit like this. Like, he has 3 Avengers. There's no way this mass tech RPG with like 15 RPGs will break through 3 Avengers. And search and destroy these. Burton is out for Meany. Still harvesting from Wraith's old spot too. I'm assuming he has a full tunnel. Good cabinet harvesting from the supply between Meany and Moliere. It's gonna come down to these Avengers. If this army dies, I think there is very little they can do. There is a good amount of ECMs and outposts here, but there's a lot of tunnels they're gonna have to break through, and I feel like that just gives ample amounts of time for the MiGs to keep reloading. If the MiGs attack this army, this is a huge mistake. The MiGs would have to attack this army. Yeah, a big army, Moliere beacons it. I think... is leader gonna try for the US army? That's a massive blunder if he's gonna go for it. Because this army will die to the MiGs. Oh, he is going for the US army. Okay, he's going back. But at the same time, Moliere is pushing into ammo supply. There's neutron mines here, so he could even potentially steal some quads if he gets them neutroned. And yeah, they're doing a mass push. Hassan's doing a mass push into Meany's base, forcing him to respond. Moliere gets 5 or 6 quads decrewed by the neutron mines. The squad is wiggling to try and get his hands on the tank hunter. He might walk into another mine though. He is fighting this Avenger army. He killed 1 unit. I think that was not even an Avenger. I think that was just a V or an ambo. So Meany's army is surviving. The MiGs are going top. But they're behind the war factory, so this is such an awkward angle to fight. This MiG strike is going to be big. This should rip the army of ammo. I think all of these outposts are empty, and I think he evac'd them, so... ammo's out. This laser tank is low power. There's an Avenger over here that's really low health, and I think, yeah, he's trying to get the Avengers low. Because once those Avengers are gone, Meany's army is dead to MiGs, and after that it's just GG. Meany has a CC in ammo space. I was getting super hackers even, but I seriously doubt super hackers are gonna make a difference here, honestly. Just because the MiG count is too high at this point. Like, once this army is dead, the MiGs are gonna start hitting buildings, and once buildings die, I mean, what do you do from there? There's only 1 Avenger here too, so there goes the entire army of Meany. I think that's the hopes of the bottom left team from winning this specific game. Ammo does take a few quads for himself, and they are playing it out, but I feel like to what avail? Like, how do you really recover in this spot? Now you're on one spot as Laser and Inf versus Mig Spam and two big GLAs. Are these AP quads yet? No, they're not AP. What about Moliere? Moliere's no scan, no junk repair. Meany's got a couple quads. Uses those quads to actually snipe the mid, so that's kind of nice. Already paying for themselves. He's got the shoes. No shoes on Hassan yet. Jarman is here, just AFK. Another artillery. Going to the middle? Oh no, he's going for the other oil, but it's getting repaired, so unless that's level 2, it should live. Bus does clear this up. It's level 1, but it still clears it. Okay. Yeah, he's on the bounty too. That looks like 10% bounty. So, AAA 10 is coming, but I think that's about to get intercepted by these quads. Ah, he misses them though. Oh, there's a big... Yeah, this army is not gonna let these A10s get through. Yeah, not even close. Those A10s just get annihilated. And there's a carpet that tried to go for the oils, but doesn't even stand a chance to launch a single bomb. Yeah, I think it's just a moment of time. Like, it's just like a ticking time bomb until Ammo and Meany just call it quits for this one. Yeah, that's GG from Meany. And Ammo calls it GG too. Yeah, that was just a rough game to deal with, I think.
You have been defeated.
I feel like in that position it's pretty tough to like play, because the pocket GLA here has so much power and just basically kicking out one of the flank players super early. Because we saw the TT on Wraith on the Patriot, like, tank just walked into his base. Yeah, as Excal said, tripled, mix countering everything. Yeah, I think Leader has definitely got the most team experience. I think Hassan is mainly 1v1s, and Moliere, he kind of plays team games casually, but I think Leader is especially experienced in team games compared to the other two. And I think that kind of shows because Leader's just beelining for yeah, I've definitely flamed at some point. Though my flame was very petty. I think I flamed maybe once. I think I flamed you at one Sexcal, but it was like for a really dumb reason. But I think like we're way past that, so I think that is probably the only instance of like what I can call flaming that I have done per se. So yeah, same matchup, but just reversed. Are we gonna see a TT on super weapon again, or are they gonna double the laser? I think just going with what works here is just TTing the super weapon and tank funnels in, because really, what does the super weapon here do? I think the only way you really can play around this is like a double Patriot, but that's just a very bizarre build to play. Another way that super weapon can play is just kind of go kamikaze, where what you typically do is just you kind of hard focus one player with drops. So like you expect that your base is gonna die, but you just essentially no eco on one of the players and just focus on killing them ASAP, or at least kicking them out of the game. Because I see zero way to hold up against like a TT plus gap push. I see a bunker here from Wraith, which I don't really think is necessary. I feel like in this position, you kind of want to go on the aggressive as the tank. This bunker is just kind of unnecessary spending because it's going to delay him from this truck here, which will delay him from his second unit maybe, like a little bit. He still has it queued up like enough for another GAT, but I think he just queued up a truck. I don't know if he has a second GAT queued up. I think he's dropping a full V because I just saw 5 MDs there, but let's see, there's a there's the TT in the middle. And oh, this is actually really smart from, yeah, this is what I was talking about from leader. And I really do like what he's doing here. Instead of trying to play hard defense, he's just going straight at their throats and he's saying, you know what, I'm gonna die no matter what. I'm gonna try and kill one of them ASAP. So he's just going for this no eco. I would have liked if he brought an ambulance at this point and sent the Nook back. Like this TT from ammo is like, yeah, sure, it'll kill the power, but there's still a V in the base of Wraith, and I don't think Wraith wants to deal with this right now. He actually had 4 TT terrors too, so he did kill the supply, and he has capture, so leader can't rebuild the supply unless he captures the oil derricks, but he's gonna lose all his rangers if he just leaves them idle. I think leader, what he just wants to do with this V is be as much of a distraction as possible. Though ammo will cut him off here, unfortunately, so... And this garrison, I think, does have 1 tank hunter. So yeah, leader will get cleared out here. And he has to capture the oils before he recovers. But in the meantime, it looks like Hassan and Moliere probably cleared up some stuff. So Inf has capture, so I'm guessing this tech delayed this. Meany's actually got a supply in the middle pretty early. Nice camo-netted supply from ammo. I do like that. And we see a prop drop down by Hassan. And yeah, leader, it kind of feels like leader's kind of just fighting this 1v2 here a little bit, but yeah, I think leader's definitely dead now because he's gonna get this denied, and once this is denied, oh, he got the money, but I mean, there's 2 GAT tanks in front of the production. Leader has to surrender. Which goes to Hassan, so he just nets himself 1k. So in this position, it's kind of a repeat of the last game where the super weapon just kind of gets washed early on. Though I do like the fact that leader went for an aggressive build. I feel like Hassan and Moliere didn't really abuse that, because I think if you combine that with an attack like that V drop with an outpost push into tank's base, I think tank gets into seriously big trouble. Like I think tank might be screwed in that position. But yeah, now the tank is getting an airfield, so he will transition to MiGs. Hassan does have 1 super weapon dozer, but it does get sniped, so Patriot does get denied, unfortunately. Yeah, we're seeing a similar situation to the last game, which is kind of a 2v3 situation where the other team just has full map control while super weapon spot eventually gets harvested. There's actually 2 GAT tanks in the base of Hassan, which I have no clue how they ended up there. I heard flashbangs from Moliere's V's, so it's an interesting approach. Lots of text from Meany. Oh, and this is a very good pincer maneuver. This is awesome. That was great coordination from Ammo and Meany. Meany was coming in from the right side and Ammo was coming in from the left, and they just pincered the V's. And Hassan's still holding on, but to what avail? I mean, Now there's Migs from the tank that's gonna pop any outpost, and eventually once he has 8 Migs, if he goes 8 Migs with tank, like I think this is one of those games where he could do it, because Migs are just kind of king in this matchup when there's only fees and outposts. You can easily clear up these ECM armies even. I mean, he is on a palace, getting buggies. Huge army of quads from ammo. No outpost gets broken thanks to the ECM, but they are severely wounded. This terrain is a little awkward to fight for the Vs because they will try and aggro closer if they're attacking for the top down like this sometimes, and vice versa. So it is always awkward fighting on this slope on the Defcon hill. Quad pop does snipe a V, and a MiG just snipes another V. Yeah, even though Hassan and Moliere are clearing up this middle slowly but surely, this is gonna be a very, very uphill battle when there's MiGs on the battlefield. And yeah, this is what I was talking about. Second airfield is getting 8 MiGs. I think this is pretty smart from Wraith, just because it makes it to where even in the worst case scenario, you have this like huge inf army with multiple ECMs. You're bound to get a firestorm in that army if you have like 8 MiGs. Just fire into the ECMs, just because there's so many napalm rockets. And yeah, this ECM spread is actually killing the infantry here. And just see how powerful they are. He has aircraft armor too, so it's gonna be a lot harder to kill those MiGs. I do hear an artillery from Hassan. And he has a bomber headed towards Wraith's oils. It's a good target to pick. But my question is, how is... Oh, this is their way of recovering, actually. If you do drop the MiGs, tank MiGs are really expensive, but that gets cleared up really quickly. And yeah, Moliere's drop kind of crumbles as soon as the quad and techs come
You
in.
have been defeated.
So that puts the score to 4-4. This is a very head-to-head set. Influx could go to yellow. Yeah, it certainly could have. But yeah, exactly. You remember now, XL. This is like a long time ago. Would Mara flame Farjo back if he played him? I never flame in the actual game. If I'm actually playing against someone, I never flame. If I'm flaming, the one time I flamed is like outside the game. Meteor BRB. So I can read chat in the meantime. Why did Meany make radar? Inf mid should always go licks. Outposts are so slow and useless. I mean, inflicts against tank is kind of insane. Like, that's just crazy to go for, in my opinion. Because one tank gat can actually, in some cases, solo a influx. If you're not careful. Smart is challenging people for 1v1s in the chat. This is very interesting. development in the chat going on currently. Let's see what we got. I see an Air Force. I see a triple US team against 2 GLAs and a China. That's gonna be really ugly.
You have been defeated.
Though there is an Air, so I didn't see where Air was positioned, but if Air is in pocket, I am almost certain that Air will probably get goat seed in some sort of way. Oh, this is a question from earlier. Which team did you think would win Marrakech? I thought personally, I think the team with I don't know. I feel like like in the beginning, I kind of favored Ammo's team because Wraith and Ammo have team game experience, and even though Meany is a CCG player, I still think he could probably just follow instructions from Ammo and Wraith, or from Ammo mostly, but you get what I mean. Because the other team, they're good. They're very strong players, but they're not as experienced in team game. Except for Leader. Leader is quite good at team games, I think. So yeah, it's a triple US. One of them is an Air, and the Air is, I think, a pocket. Is he? No, Air is on the flank, and he's on the flank of Demo. There's an Inf pocket. Tox on the flank. Laser on the flank of Tox, and there is a pocket super weapon actually. I think one way top left team could play this is potentially just try and bunker down the Air Force super hard and let him have a free time with this is Inf, right? So King Raptor spam. Honestly, it might even just be worth dropping into the base of Moliere so he gets a free airfield up. But I guess that's not the plan. It looks like Moliere is going War Factory. Yeah, there is a MD drop being prepared by Hassan. I don't know where he's gonna drop it. He might do it in the base of Ammo. I do see a dozer drop. Toxturbo will gun this down. It's gonna go to red. This Toxturbo will clear this up though. So buys a bit of time. He also collects from the docks, so it annoys the workers. I think Hassan might be trying for a dozer hunt. That is one way to kill the Inf really early, if you do hunt him. Ammo almost loses a truck, has a minigunner in position. Troop crawler comes out. I like this forward war factor because it means this troop crawler is gonna be the troop crawlers and outposts coming out of this war factor are gonna be very quick to the base of Moliere. And I do see a loaded tech. Is this a tech terror? Oh, this is a TT. He might get both. I mean, the distance there is pretty big, so it's kind of risky to go for the double. Because if you get nothing there, then that's really bad. He's actually still got more. I think he has 2 RPGs. He might get 2 dozers here for free. The other dozer's here for Hassan. Oh, there's another terror. Okay, so it had 4 in it. Nice combat truck from Moliere. I don't know why he was sending the workers to the garrison when he saw the combat drop. It seemed a bit bizarre. The crawler actually managed to get to the back of the base, and it's kicking Moliere off of collection for the most part. This V from Hassan though is going to be a big problem. Ammo's dozer is protected by a tank hunter and minigunner, but if this V gets in, he will be hunted, and being hunted this early is kind of devastating. But as I say that, the tank hunter and minigunner do wreck this V, as well as the text from behind. PDL Nook still taking damage from the outpost. I think Moliere is super dead here because he's only at 1 oil. And yeah, this Nook is gonna get eviscerated. And Leader's just casually making a whole V army. I think all of these are loaded except one. There is a bunker buster. He has to be very careful not to lose this V army because this is a really good lead to have at this point. No pun intended. But yeah, Hassan is clearing up these minigunners. Moliere is being annoying by trying to capture with the shack, protecting him. Ammo does have a dragon now. Yeah, there's a big army from Leader. Meany is getting a second arms, but how full is this bunker? And I don't think Leader has flash anytime soon. Yeah, it doesn't even have captures, so it's not like he's breaking this. 1v might go down. 1v does go down, and as soon as one tech army dies, another comes out of nowhere and starts chipping at the Vs, and now suddenly the V army here is kind of looking small, but this V army is looking pretty big still. But at the same time, these bunkers are just very annoying to push into. So the Vs kind of have to take the scenic route in order to actually push into the base without risking a hard push. Flashbangs are out, and they're gonna help clear these tank hunters with the AoE damage. Moliere lost one oil, but still has one left. He is on 2 supplies now. I feel like in this situation, an early S&D is just a game ender if you get it for any of these USs. Like, any one of these guys, if they get an S&D at this point, it's incredibly hard for the Bottomton to defend. But as I say that, it looks like ammo's on MiGs, and he's already on the Napalm, so even though he has Napalm MiGs, it's gonna be a lot of Toby spam, so it's still gonna be kinda tough to push. Like, just because the MiGs will slow them down enough. Couple Tox RPGs, kills a V. I hear a bike. Is he on demo upgrade? He's almost on the demo upgrade. Vs are pushing mid. How many MiGs is ammo on? He is on 3 MiGs. 4 MiGs now. No armor though. Oh no, that looked like a pretty harsh pop from Meany's end. Yeah, one of these guys has tow, the other doesn't. He's gonna hit one single V. He might get a load of MiGs here though. He's gonna get at least 3 actually. I thought he only got 2. That's really bad for Team Ammo in this case, but once again really good flanking attacks from Meany with these techs. Moliere is pushing in with V's over here, but we'll lose 1, but kills the War Factory, and Ammo's base is kind of looking threatened, especially if this V gets into the airfield line. Kills another MiG. This army will get cleared out by Meany, though not without casualties, and there's the search and destroy. The other search and destroy is actually right next to it. Interesting. But yeah, Moliere's base is kind of getting wrecked at the moment while this is all happening. Demo upgrade is finally up for Wraith. Looks like we have a drop from Leader. I'm guessing he wanted to go for the airfield, but there's a minigunner, there's demo bikes, there's techs chasing the Nook. So it's just kinda, it's not really practical to drop in. Another big tech army versus V engagement. In this situation, I think honestly just send one tech casualty at the V army while they try to engage, like if it turns in, and then you can press the suicide ability and you might even snipe a couple Vs with it. Here, in this case though, as soon as Wraith sees the strat, I think what he should do is just damage the strat a little and then just use the suicide on the whatchamacallit, from the techs onto the strat center. He might not have scouted it. I'm not sure if it's in range of his vision, but he should keep running from these, honestly. Oh no, he stopped commanded. Oh no. He's gonna have to attack this a couple times. I think I disagree with that play. I think he should have attacked this and then tried to kill the strat with the detonate. Saying that, he almost, oh! The dozer actually died. Oh, like, legit, the dozer was like a nanosecond from getting saved. That's really unfortunate. Wraith is pinging the last dozer. Looks like a CC Nook from Moliere, another Moliere special. We've seen multiple CC Nooks from this set. I think Moliere's last dozer got sniped too, so that's 2 dozerless USs. Is Leader hunted too? Oh no. All 3 of them are hunted. So Hassan has search and destroy, but the demo bike kind of just hits him hard. Ammo's still got MiGs, so these Vs can be kept in check, especially because they're toeless Vs. Couple AFK demo bikes, a bit of a slip up there, but I mean at this point, it's only a matter of time until these buildings get destroyed by demo ambush, by artillery, by carpet. Yeah, it's a ticking time bomb, literally, for team Team Hassan, Leader, and Moliere. But one ore factory goes down. That's Hassan's last ore factory. Yeah, this push has to work, but there's just so many things in the way, and I just don't see this working out. Even if all these bikes get microed against perfectly, it's just not gonna work out. And yeah, Hassan unfortunately has a 1v die to the bike. That's GG. And that's another point for Ammo's team.
You have been defeated.
Oh, Meany is a 3v3 player? Well, yeah, Meany is a 3v3 player, but my point is he's a CCG player mainly, so I feel like there's might be a little bit of an inexperience in that sense. Because, like, 0 Hour and CCG do play out differently. But, yeah, like, if he is a team player, like, he probably still has, like, good strats. It's just a matter of, like, just 0 Hour versus CCG differences. Don't think Moliere's is experienced. Yeah, I agree. Who in this challenge is active in 3v3s besides Wraith? Ammo is. I mean, Ammo is an active player. Hassan isn't really that active in team games, I'd say, as Ammo and Leader, as well as Meany in this case. Yeah, Meany probably knows the strats. I don't know how much 0 Hour Meany has played in contrast, like, to CCG. But if he's played enough 0 Hour, then yeah, he probably knows what he's doing. Like, for the most part, most of the games, it looks like he kind of knows what he's doing in terms of, like, the individual, like, faction strats, but yeah, there's always that little bit of a hiccup you might find from, like, crossing over from one game to another, like one version. Mohammed Al Bavari says sleep time GG's. This is all good. Take care, Mohammed. It is 5-4, so Wraith's team has to win 2 games, and Leader's team has to win 3 games to win. I don't know what the decider is, but I'm assuming the players or the sponsor will be able to answer that pretty quickly. Meany's been playing for more than 5 years. Okay, yeah, then he's more than experienced at that point. Like, he's experienced enough. I thought this was just like an off-the-cuff thing where it's like CCG player tries out 0 hour, that kind of thing. But if he's like actually experienced in CH, then okay, fair enough. I stand corrected. So, are we gonna see the Air Force go for King Raptors? I really do think this is a matchup where you could argue for going King Raptors. Just because it helps with breaking down the tunnels for the other USs, and it also makes it to where if you have a solution for the outposts and assault troop crawlers that is pretty quick response. Because those are very annoying to deal with as US. See another forward war factor from Hassan this time around instead of ammo. See a couple terrors being queued up, probably for anticipation of a dozer rush. And yeah, this time we see the airfield. We actually see a war factory as well. So he's going King Raptor V. I think that's a good permutation. And this is what I was saying about earlier. Ammo is putting a Patriot in the front of Wraith space, so he can actually make it to where it's a lot more difficult to actually breach that base. Moliere is going for a capture, booby traps and oil. Looks like we have a TT prepped up from Tox and a Tox Rebel. Meany's gone for a Patriot. And is this gonna go for the laser or is it gonna go for the air is the question. First King Raptor is out. Bunker is being focused slowly. And yeah, this is a good defense for these for this first raid. If this troop crawler goes down, this is gonna be a game-defining moment. If this crawler dies, it dies, but the infantry survives. If those minigunners died as well instantly, I think the air is in a phenomenal spot. But saying that, the minigunners are kind of wobbling around and walking to their deaths, so I think this is genuinely a phenomenal start for the US side. And just off that start alone, I'm kind of confident to say expect a win from them. Fake arms going up for Moliere. See the capture now from Hassan. Lots of techs coming out from Leader and from Moliere. I don't know how many quads they've gone for. Moliere's at least got his oils. Oh, and it looks like the rebel bomb went to Meany's base instead of the Air Force, which is a good call because Air's base is so heavily defended that it's very likely that Meany doesn't have a lot of defense in his base, and I think this bunker alone is actually just gonna wreck the entirety of Meany's base. This is the power of the Toxic. Ooh, that a bit of friendly fire there from the King Raptor. Hit the barracks while also killing the technical.
Search and destroy.
And there is a very fast S&D for ammo. And ammo is super weapon too, so if he gets alphas, this is gonna be very difficult. Even though Meany's probably dead, I think just the sheer power of King Raptor plus alphas can probably close this game out. But it's just a matter of can the other team kind of close down the alphas before they get up, as well as how fast can they expand to Meany's spot. Though Meany is not giving up, like he is definitely making it difficult to break from his spot. Minigunners do evac from the troop crawler, but there is tow missile, so it's gonna be a little hard to break through. A couple demo traps even being thrown about preemptively for the V push. Wraith's getting his oils. Oh, there's a couple techs in the back of Wraith space and an assault troop crawler that is very full. This could be very deadly actually if he unloaded his King Raptors already. It really does depend. Oh, he's focusing the tech. That King Raptor is gonna die. Oh, and he fortunately does get the minigunner. And I thought he microed this out of the airfield, but he loses a Vet 2 King Raptor, and that's a lot of experience for Leader. That's gonna put him very close to bounties at a pretty early stage of the game, actually. Just that elite King Raptor dying. Ammo is on one dozer. He's building his airfield for his alphas. And there's the B push from Ammo. See long distance collection from Meany. Now Meany's base is kind of getting ripped apart, but he is collecting from the base of Ammo, so if Meany keeps collecting, then he can recover for sure. MiGs are out now, but I mean, once there's an alpha out, you sacrifice one alpha for 4 MiGs on an airfield, and these Vs kind of just go ham and they just go to town. I mean, he does have to retreat a little bit. His Nooks are out of position. Palace is up for Moliere. 3 MiGs out for Hassan. I don't know, oh, this is a bit of a mistake. They're collecting from the same supply. I think he's waiting on maybe MiG armor or position. These Tovies are just kind of wrecking the base of Moliere. He killed 2 oils and an arms. That's pretty good. MiGs are going in. Oh, but he's not committing, so he lost the MiG for no reason. And now he can't do a Firestorm even if he wants to. Demo bike for a V. Does he have the upgrade? Oh, I had units inside, I didn't realize. Quad gets cleared up, and there's the alpha. So now it's just a matter of when this alpha gets used. If this alpha gets used while the MiGs are on the airfield, I don't know how bottom team can really recover from this. Because air is going to start getting pretty big. Meany does surrender, giving what he had to, I want to say, Ammo. Firestorm on the firebase, it's a good target. Opens up the pathway for the outpost. Loses a supply scaffold, I think, as well as a dozer. He has a CC, but now he's got to worry about these outposts.
Bombardment.
Unloads bombardment, so he's gonna get the cannon shortly, but there's only 1 alpha out thus far from Ammo. Mainly because he had to invest in a lot of defense just to keep these alive. He has a Comanche, which is really smart. I like this Comanche because it means if there's a TT or a demo bike that goes into the base, then he has a very easy quick response unit for it. Because it's very easy to just waypoint a fast unit into an airfield and just kill the alpha while it's landing. Alpha gets used in the middle, and the Spectre is going to get used on the airfield. But the MiGs are already taken off, unfortunately. If he timed that right after the MiGs attack, maybe that would have worked, but it's a bit of a blunder. Good anticipation from Hassan. He moved the MiGs out and they're just off the airfield and he can park in a new one. King Raptor dies while it takes out an outpost. There's the demo bikes coming in. Oh, this is gonna be a dirty hit. Even if he doesn't hit them with the demo bikes, the minigunners are attacking, and that alpha shot wasn't as good as it needed to be because minigunners are still gonna wreak havoc. And yeah, they're in the base of the air, and at that point, it's only a matter of time until it reaches the super weapon.
Been defeated.
It was a good. I think they had a good start going, but when Meany got kicked out of his spot, it kind of went a little difficult because that kind of just accelerated the growth of the GLA at least. Yeah, that was Moliere. And then that gave time for Hassan to build up MiGs to trade with Vs. And even if you have Auroras, like you're against like four spots and middle, so it's just a really difficult to fight. So that makes it 5-5. So there's still time for more. Moliere BRB toilet. This is a very long set. How long has this set been going on for? Almost 3 hours. Okay, yeah, thank you. Just speed it up a little bit. If you don't mind, where are you from, Marikar? I am from Egypt. Leader doesn't have a team. I think I I don't think it matters in terms of positions because they still have front player always go pocket. But yeah. Okay. 3 GLAs, 3 Chinas. Interesting. Let's see here. Need to get a sip of water. Okay, there we go. So, we got China Stealth Tox Nuke Tox Inf. Interesting. Moliere is Stealth. Hassan is Nuke. Meany is Tox. Wait, where's Leader? Oh, Leader is here. He's as the Inf. Tox. Wraith. China Vanilla Ammo. Tox Meany, as I mentioned. Beacon on Wraith. Something tells me that Leader might try Inflix on him. Especially because of the... Okay, never mind. I thought this Tank Hunter spam was gonna potentially be a sign of Inflix, but it's just taking garrisons. Worker here. Oh, there's an airfield from ammo though. Okay. That's interesting. Is he going to try a quick licks? I mean, it is a nuke, so I'm gonna assume they're Battlemaster spamming early on, especially against 2 GLAs. So there is potential to abuse that. Dragon comes out. There's 2 terrors going forward. What's he gonna do? Oh, see a tech from Meany in the base of Hassan. He will see this rebel, but I'm not sure what he's aiming for. Maybe he's trying to deny the cap, or I guess he's just gonna harass the trucks, but I feel like he could have definitely denied this oil cap for sure, because that was definitely in his vision. Empty. Oh, he went MiGs. Okay. I think that's an interesting way to play this, especially because there is an inf. Actually, kind of makes a lot of sense. I don't think. Never mind. I know I said it was interesting. It makes a lot of sense to go for this, because it means inf can get popped really easily. Though I was expecting a influx, to be honest, because there's a vanilla China And there's a Tux with more expensive stuff. And you also have a GLA. So if you combo that with like a TT, you can very easily kick out a GLA. But it's not demo, so I can see why they wouldn't go for it. But yeah, Moliere's doing an oil world tour. Took the oils in the base of Hassan. So he has 4 oils now. No napalm yet from ammo. But these MiGs are gonna be very annoying for these technicals, because it's kind of an easy quick response for tech harass as well as the outposts. And thus far I'm really liking the position that Team Ammo is in, because I mean, Meany's on double arms, 2 supplies, 2 oil, Ammo's getting MiGs, he's even getting a CC early, he's getting a second airfield because he's probably gonna MiG spam this game. Loses a MiG, not the worst. It's only 1 MiG and it's pretty early, so it's not gonna make a big difference at this stage. Plus Ammo is collecting from the middle. So he could definitely replenish his losses. Now we got napalm, so these MiGs are actually going to be very handy for clearing out middle. If Meany gets together his Scorp army. He doesn't have any close tunnels, and this one's probably going to get denied, so it is a bit awkward for Meany to just walk from base with his Scorps. I think that was a tech with RPGs that just got bursted. Outpost army is causing a little bit of havoc, but MiGs are taking off. And even this in-between supply is getting harvested by Meany. He's very greedy, but I think he can get away with it just because it's kind of hard to breach this. Hassan is on the nuke, but like he doesn't really have much he can do in this situation, especially because if he goes to the nuke missile now, he's gonna be useless for like several minutes until nuke makes end. I mean, at that point, it's gonna take some time. But I think you can buy that time through Moliere, because Moliere has the whole of bottom middle. Good mix strike over here on the outpost, by the way. See RPG's making a migration to Moliere's base. One dozer gets picked off. Is that the last dozer? No, there is another dozer in the middle. But it is going to be very annoying for Hassan, because he's going to have to rebuild the truck, as well as deal with this. Moliere is dealing with that though, so it's nice. Battlemaster goes down, Overlord is here in the middle. Leader is getting MiGs himself, which I think is actually a pretty good adaptation, because these outposts are gonna get popped no matter what, so I think at this point what you'd want to do is probably transition to MiGs yourself. Maybe if you're crazy you go Lixes, but I don't think you should go Lixes. I think MiGs is just the safest option. And you play the chip game as well. You can even spread out minigunners here and there just to make it annoying to approach for Ammo's MiGs. Leader beacons here, and oh! There is a extremely sneaky tunnel from Wraith as well as Meany. And they're basically wrecking the whole of Hassan's base. And I think this move alone might just seal the game. He's gonna lose 3 MiGs here at least. Firestorm does go off, but at the cost of Hassan's entire base. And Hassan only has a war factory, a supply, and he's rebuilding a power. Hassan can only long distance. Oh, these MiGs are going to waste as well. Yeah, I think that was just a game-winning move, single-handedly. I think that just single-handedly put Team Wraith in the score lead. Ammo's now on rank 3 and he's sending artillery plus carpet, I'm assuming. That actually might be level 2 artillery, based off of the number of dots. Now that's level 1, but it is enough to finish off the oils. Big win for Ammo's team. Quads are getting cleared up, but at the same time, like, Hassan is still on very little cash. He only has 1 truck and it's such a far supply to harvest from. So by the time Hassan recovers, a lot's probably gonna happen in this game. Meany is rank 3, and he's getting a CC, so I'm assuming that Tox ambush too. Once he gets a Gamma, this Overlord army will get melted by the Tox ambush. If he gets level 2 at least, but it looks like that's probably level 1 bounty, if I were to guess. Because that says 32, and 5% of 750 I think is 32. If I recall. If I do quick maths in my head. Something like that. It just looks like 5%. A 10% wouldn't be a 2. I can say that much. Yeah, that is 5%. He got $5 from a worker. Okay, cool. This sneaky tunnel insurrection does get cleared out, but yeah, Ammo is... What's Ammo doing? He's on the prop. He actually has a nuke. I like this nuke. This is very good. And oh, I think he wants to give power to Meany. Yeah, he gave power to Meany, and yeah, Meany on power is gonna be insane because it's gonna crank out markets. That's a good call. He's probably given power to Wraith as well, I'm assuming. Yeah, Hassan quits out. So Moliere once again is a GLA with power because he does have a dozer. Moliere has gotten a scud. And he's getting his CC up, but he is stealth, so most he can really do at rank 3 is GPS and maybe ambush on an airfield. But that's about it. Scud Storm is up. It's a stealth scud, but it is a scud nonetheless. Yeah, there's the neutron. So Wraith will get power soon enough. He has a worker already there. Meany's got a platoon of scorpions in the middle, helping to push with Wraith. There is a battle bus, but it is just a stealth battle bus. It is not too intimidating. Gets down to the bunker. Good mixed strike from leader. Yeah. What will bottom team do in this situation? Both GLAs are gonna have power, and Meany can just crank out markets like crazy, and so can Wraith even. Once again, the middle advantage is for Moliere, because he has basically the bottom half of the middle. Oh, we do see a carpet. Hits the middle. It wasn't going to go deep into the base anyway, so just nice to help clear up a little bit of it. I do see a carpet also from leader. Oh, the MiGs might kill the carpet. Yeah, they kill the bomber. That's a good intercept. I think he had them on guard air that just hit them accidentally, but it still worked out nonetheless. Just killing a couple tunnels. I wonder if we'll see MiGs from Meany or Wraith, because they are gonna have a lot of money once they start market spamming. So just more MiGs on the field, so they're not dependent on Ammo's MiGs, and if Ammo's MiGs does get ambushed, for example, or they get breached, then they still have more to use. Oh, there's even an Overlord in the control of Wraith. It's an artillery from leader. I think that's on the airfield. Looks like it's on the airfield. Ammo's coming in with napalm dragon tanks. Oh, it's actually on the middle tunnel. Gets a few units and weakens the tunnel. I think Meany, Wraith, and Ammo are just a bit too far ahead at this stage. Because it's two GLAs with power. They're gonna market spam like this. And yeah, like Moliere has power, sure, but he's stealth, and there's a Tox, and it's a double Tox too, so it's gonna be very difficult to hold. And there's really no leeway for something like buggies, for example, when there's just so many MiGs out. You're gonna constantly be forced into quad versus Scorp battles. And I do like that Meany is mixing in Scorps in his composition, because Scorps are just annoying as hell to deal with for quads. Even if they have AP bullets, it's just gonna take a while compared to just quad v quad. I hear another artillery going to... well, it looks like the middle. Is that the supply? Oh, and that's comboed with the bomber. Okay. Almost finishes up, but misses out because of the fortified structure. And I'm expecting the nuke to land on these oils, because these are the last oils remaining. Let's see where he lands it. Heroic MiG. These MiGs are getting a lot of it. More carpet bombers getting launched. I'm not sure what he's waiting on the nuke for. Maybe he's waiting to combo it with the GP on the Scudstorm. That's not a shabby target. But it is on the oils. You can tell because the siren is loud here. So it's gonna hit the oils. Yep. Okay. Another MiG strike. Increase the quads. Overlord might go down. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like... oh, this is a Tox ambush, though. It's gonna be difficult to hit the MiGs, because the airfield actually blocks the MiGs. It was a good attempt from Wraith, but it's just very hard to hit MiGs with Tox ambush. Scud does get used. I'm wondering if he's scudding the airfield. Oh, there's an internet center. He might actually hit the internet center. I gotta see where he hits this. And it is on the oils. Okay. Yeah, that's a safe target. He'll get an airfield too. That's a very good target. Still no sign of whether Meany and the Wraith will transition to airfields themselves. Because I do think it is worthwhile at least unlocking airfields with the China Supply Center, so you can house the Ammo's MiGs worst case scenario. At least make one of them does it. Like, I think that would be a good idea. Heard a GPS as well. Looks like the remaining expansion in the middle will get cleared up, but not without a cost. 3 MiGs do go down for leader, and is leader on super hackers? He's not, so... and leaders actually drive cash. Yeah, leader has no money. It's only the supply pile, and if he doesn't get super hackers, he's gonna have to work with what he has, unless Moliere sells one of his supplies. There's a troop crawler here. Looks like they're gonna try and sink 2 pushes at the same time. Meany on the left and Wraith on the right. There is an Anthrax bomb, which is probably on the quads. Drops Anthrax, but it cuts off his escape, but these quads are still gonna hit at the expansion, but some of the quads are getting hit. Meany is also pushing in. Another bomber on the middle, and another bomber over here. There's just so many bombers all over this game, it's kind of insane. There's 3 war factories for Moliere. Meany's on 2. Wraith is on 2. And yeah, this middle slowly but surely is getting pushed out. I think that's the power of Moliere. Does Moliere have multiple powers? Let me check. No, he only has one power plant, so it will be annoying to have to rebuild it. And more MiGs going down. There is an influx finally revealing itself. Another Scud in Leader's base. But I think Wraith and Meany are just too big. They have their oils even. Ammo's got an internet center, so he can actually still play on. Maybe he'll spread out his hackers once the Scud gets close to launching, but I think top teams like got this game. These pushes are relentless, and it just gives more and more time for Meany and Wraith to grow big. I honestly do think though that they should have got a Scud sooner though. Like, even though market spamming is very tempting, I think at least one Scud from each of them makes sense, because Moliere's getting Scuds, and I think the only way you really screw up at this point is if Moliere gets some insane Scud hits. That's really the only way. This influx is kind of useless for the most part. Just because there's so many quads out at this stage. And there's MiGs even to intercept it, if it gets too close. Artillery, I'm assuming on the middle from Leader. This could be a nice hit here. It is on the supply only though. Yeah, Meany and Wraith coordinating really well and pushing the middle. Nuke will fire soon, again, so that will probably next be either on a Scud to combo with GPs, or it's gonna be on the MiGs. And seeing as Leader doesn't have super hackers, once these MiGs are dead, Leader is basically just an influx and a China command center. And I think that's what's happening. I think he's gonna combo his GPs onto both airfields. Oh, he might kill the Licks. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, he only has one airfield left. And 3 MiGs. Another bomber was in the middle. I missed that, unfortunately. Scud is ready. I think the nuke's gonna hit the last airfield. Probably. Seeing as the GPs got used. And once this airfield's gone, there isn't really much Leader can do. Scud is getting used. I think it's on the power. Okay, it's on this airfield scaffold. Leader didn't cancel it either. Scuds the oils. I hear a sneak attack from Moliere, and oh, that's a massive Fargo pop. Yeah, the Meany was very much so on point. Had the Anthrax Gamma, Rebels just locked down the tunnel, and anything that popped died instantly. Yeah, and another Anthrax bomb, this time from, I'm assuming, Meany. And yeah, I think this is over for bottom team. The top team played this one really well, honestly. I hear a sneak attack. This one's from Wraith. One quad pops out. Meanwhile, a whole squad of quads pop out. Start mowing them down, and Moliere calls it GG. That was well played from the top team. I think this was a really epic game as well. This might be my favorite game from the set, honestly. Because that dozer hunt on Hassan was so critical.
You have been defeated.
That was such a pivotal moment. Because that completely cuts out any of the nuke mig late game. Moliere could have gone nuke migs, but I think it's just too much of a price investment considering his markets early on. Though he did have the middle. I don't think nuke migs would have made a big difference though here. I think it could have worked, but I think once Wraith and Meany got power, I don't think there was a way they could fight this off. So that's 6-5 to Wraith, Ammo, and Meany. They just need one more game And then they win the set. And they win the split prize of $50. It's not a decider yet. It's best of 13, so first to 7. If if Hassan's team wins this next one, then it's gonna be a decider. Oh yeah, I should set myself to ops probably. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm very confused why Hassan's asking about laser. It was a 3 and 3 GLA game. Alright. This could be the last set, or the last game. If this game is won by Hassan, Leader, and Moliere, then it could be a decider. Decider will be very interesting to see how they play it. Because I have a feeling that Leader, Hassan, and Moliere's team will probably play better in a decider mirror matchup. If it comes down to it. Just because I feel like in 1v1 experience especially kicks in team games if you're playing mirror games. That's my personal opinion. But we gotta see if we even reach the decider, because it's 6-5 and it could very well be a 7-5. So let's see this. This has been a pretty epic set so far. I'm pretty impressed by the level of play in terms of just how even this is. Let's see. So the double toxin China versus the nuke stealth inf. Will top team be able to even the score into a decider, or will bottom team win? Let's find out. I'm just looking for any abnormal build orders, but everything looks standard so far. Moliere beacon probably about who takes what. Moliere probably takes that supply. So I see a forward barracks, similar position as Leader did before, from this time from Wraith. What do we got here? A bunker. Okay. Oh, he wants to go for the throat. Yeah, he's going for the influx. He's going for the big bomb. Is there a TT being prepped? No. What Ammo's team could honestly have done here is, and it would have worked here actually, because there's no Tox tunnel in between here. If this gets TT, this arms leader, this spot gets completely eviscerated. But I guess that's like a little bit of like Captain Hindsight from me. But yeah, this influx could be a complete like instant game ender if this works. Obviously the first scene is gonna be a tech, but we gotta see if he's gonna spam out techs earlier or not. Ammo is going for his legendary tech spam on the crevice supplies. Those got intercepted. Takes an RPG. It's Kryptonite as well. Here an oil cap from Ammo. And what's going on with this Helix? I gotta see what this Helix does. Dragons are actually being waypointed for Moliere. Moliere is going double war factory, and he's just gonna try and waypoint to nuke space, but the Lix is going to the middle, which is very surprising. But I'm guessing he's weighing out his options as to whether he goes for China. And China's looking really empty right now. If that's not a get, that's not a get. I think Moliere is dead. Yeah. This is very bad, and that's an outpost as well. Oh no. Moliere lost one dozer. If he gets hunted here, this actually might just decide the game straight up. Moliere losing power. His second dozer is very safe in the far right corner though, so He doesn't have to worry too much about it, but this Lix is already causing a lot of havoc in the base of Moliere, and everyone's trying to respond to it. And this Lix, oh no, it might find the last dozer. Oh no! Oh no, it's going closer and closer. I think he sees it. He sees the last dozer. Is he gonna hunt it? Yeah, he's gonna hunt it. There's no way. And that's Moliere hunted without power too, so he can't even give power to the GLAs. Moliere's on 2 war factories at minute 3 without power. And that's it. Wraith's gonna try and focus down an oil. He might even be able to kill an arms dealer. I see a bite queued up from leader. I think that's a little bit premature. This Lex is gonna evac. It's gonna kill the arms dealer. There is a terror, but there is also a minigunner to keep that in check. Moliere's probably beaconing his oils to tell someone to cap them. At the same time, looks like this aggression from leader has been cleared out by the tractor. Yeah, leader's entire base is also getting cleared up. So this Lix has not only hunted Moliere, and he's basically gone from the game, but leader's whole base is gone too. He's only on a supply in barracks. 2 minigunners. Gonna be annoying for this Tox Rebel. Oh no, this Tox Rebel survived. He'll get 2 more tank hunters, but that's about it. Yeah, ammo's in the middle. If that was a TT, that would have been legendary, but at the same time, Moliere is in the base of Meany, but there's just so many Battle Masters. You can't kill 5 Battle Masters with 1 outpost. Hassan is going to try and close in on Meany's base. He has a Scorp rockets too, so he can pose a fighting threat, but ammo is coming in to help Meany. And yeah, in this position, this is just so demoralizing for the top team, especially after losing the other game and potentially at match point. It's just kind of an all-out brawl in Meany's base at this point. If this gets held by Meany, I just do not see how they win. Oh no, that's a sneaky tunnel from leader. If that's a full tunnel, that could be their way of coming back into this. Is it? He's gonna attack the trucks though. He's gonna alert that there's a tunnel. I don't think he should have done that, because they might have not noticed. Another Lix is being prepped up. I really do like this idea of chaining Lixes. This is a very smart idea, honestly. I don't think people do this enough. Where after 1 Lix, sometimes people will just completely scrap the Lixes altogether. But if you just keep spamming Lixes, I mean, they're aerial outposts essentially. They have 8 slots and they're very terrifying. Yeah, this sneaky little tunnel outpost is gonna get cleared up by the Lix, and might lose a Lix. No, he saves it. Flame wall on the supply. Good clear up. RPGs are revving up their rocket launchers. Mid control is in favor of ammo right now. Hassan is trying to get the left side, but Moliere is just very low on unit count simply because he has no power. Leader's getting a second arms now, but this is quite late compared to tech advantage that one soon to be 2 players has. And if I was in Wraith's position, I honestly would just spam Lixes. I don't even think you need outposts here. I think you just go all out with Lixes, because you don't have to worry about Gat spam. Because why is he gonna spam Gats if he needs dragons more with his low production speed? And also just like 5 inflixes is almost unstoppable, even with a full tunnel, unless you like pre-pop it and have AP bullets. But I think the outpost route is always safe. Like even though the Lix route is crazy, the outpost route is always the safer option. Nice snatch from nice scout post from Moliere. Yeah, these single file units are getting cleared up. There is the influx. He's gonna clear up 2 quads. There's 2 Tox RPGs, so he has to be very careful because it could actually kill the Lix if he's not paying attention. Ammo is harvesting from Wraith's side. I think that's a smart idea because ammo if ammo gets big, I think he can probably just handle the GLAs pretty simply. This Lux is just clearing up these straggler tunnels here and there. That's a artillery on the oils. I'm gonna say that's level 2. I've been wrong multiple times on this, but that's maybe level 2. Yeah, that's level 2. Kills a war factory. Very smart decision from Wraith. So now Moliere is bottlenecked at one war factory with no power production. Lotus is even here too, and that's super Lotus, so that's gonna cap very quickly. Unless that's Meany's Lotus. Is that Meany's Lotus? It is Meany's Lotus. Yeah. They are pushing the middle, but Hassan's base is kind of falling apart now suddenly. Lost an arms dealer. Palace is there. New arms dealer scaffold, but there's 2 nuke overlords with an ECM. Against a primarily quad army. And oh my god, that is a lot of outposts. Yeah, this is... there are so many outposts, and actually some of them are even full. Influx does go down, but when you have essentially a flock of outposts walking towards the GLA base in 10 seconds, I don't see what leader can pull out that would stop this army. There's even a bus out from ammo. And I think we're seeing the beginning of the end. Moliere is trying to long distance collect, but yeah, he's getting stopped. He might lose in the... yeah, okay. Moliere calls it GG. Gives his money to leader. This army is still an issue in Hassan's base. He still doesn't have a solution for it because he has nothing to do with the overlords. And this whole outpost army is just wrecking through the middle. It's just chewing apart all of these toxin tunnels. Toxin ambush does get used. Leader calls GG's. Thank you for stream, America. No problem, leader. GG's well played. Called from Hassan, and that's the set. That's 7-5. Ammo,
You have been
Meany,
defeated.
and Wraith take the set. That was very well played from them. I mean, that influx just went to town. It basically killed Moliere from the game, and it basically set leaders so far back that Ammo and Meany just had ample amounts of time to just do their thing. This was a very nice set though to cast, I will say that. My throat is very parched at this point, as you can probably tell. Parched is the wrong word, I'd say strained is it. Yeah, even though Wraith didn't collect that much, I think that Licks was basically a the pivotal moment that just kind of won the game for everybody. Yeah, how many alphas should I make, Wraith? Yes. Did you like the Licks? Yeah, the Licks was what I said should have been would have been what I would have done. A Licks plus a TT. But that Licks basically just ended the army. Like it ended Moliere, it killed leader's base, and yeah. That game I think Wraith played pretty phenomenally. Lamb Chop says this was an Excal Helix, I would say. Interesting. Yeah, so that's the end of this cast, I guess. I'll probably call off the stream for now because my throat is feeling very, very strained and I'd like to take a rest from speaking, so I'll call off the stream for the night. Thank you guys so much for enjoying the stream. Thank you so much to Ahmed Sabura for sponsoring this challenge and also for the $60 donation earlier. That was extremely generous of him. I really do appreciate that. So thank you guys so much for watching the stream, and I should call it